Welcome back, boxing fans. Let's get to it. DAZN live. Just in time for Tito Mercado, a really highly excitable young lightweight fighter who people are really pushing as a potential superstar. Obviously, he's in with Moran. Moran's a good opponent, not a great opponent, not the kind of guy that's going to blow anybody away, but solid enough, right? Solid enough. So we'll see how Mercado deals with him. If I'm not mistaken, Devin Haney knocked out Moran. So if Devin Haney could knock him out, we can expect big things from him moving forward. So let's get this underway. Thanks, everyone, for jumping in. David's in the house. What's up? I think David or Mercado has to stop him. If he's really that kind of fighter, that potential lightweight superstar fighter, and now with the new lightweight division, think about it. All the big names are moving out of the division. So it's the perfect time for a guy like him to move in when you got Abdullah Mason, Muratalla, what's his face? The guy, why can't I think of his name, that pulled out a Shakur Stevenson fight. It's perfect time for a kid like this to jump into that group. So we'll see tonight. This is just another step forward, obviously, and a very beatable opponent. Moran is experienced, so I think they're probably putting him in there hoping that he can get some quality rounds. For a young fighter, you got to like the composure that Moran shows. Nice left hand, counter left hook. Fights behind his jab. He's not overly aggressive. He's obviously a boxer puncher, and that's what we like. We like those boxer punchers. Let's see if Tito is really Tito. I don't think he's got that kind of power in his hands that Trinidad had, but that's fine. You don't need to be a legend. Nice combination. Nice counter jab from Moran, the veteran. Oh, big right hand. Oh, Moran felt that. His legs just went out. A first round knockout would be impressive. Obviously, for a rising superstar like Tito, that's what, you want those kind of explosive performances. Let's see what kind of finisher he is. Oh, now he's getting a little too wild. Jab to the body. Round one. Good round for Tito. Made a strong impression. If new people are watching him fight, they're going to walk away impressed. Now we'll see what he can do as far as getting this kid out of there. But, good start. When you think about Tito, you think about Abdullah Mason, and you think about Vargas. Vargas is another, obviously, guy being pushed at the lightweight division. I definitely think Abdullah Mason shows the overall better ability, faster hands, more obviously natural power in both hands as well, and already been through a tough dogfight, showing you a lot of heart. For Tito and Vargas at this point, they're still below Abdullah Mason, but obviously two good fighters to throw into the mix for sure. Here we go. Round number 2. Can Tito pick up where he left off? I was saying he's composed. If he wants to get the knockout, he needs to stay composed. Not get too wild with his aggressiveness. Maybe start throwing a few combinations just to overwhelm Moran's defense. Nice counter left. He's got a very natural, smooth counter left. It's obviously not Ryan Garcia-esque, but it's still pretty good. Again with the counter left. So far, we haven't seen much of an inside game from him, so we don't know what he's going to do when guys close the pocket on him. I think he should be jabbing to that stomach a little bit more. That'll open up that right hand. Spear him to the belly with that jab. The nonstop flow of Mexican-American boxers is unreal. What's up, Raph? Welcome in to round 2 of Tito versus Moran. The counter left, so far that's been Tito's best punch. His jab is good, but he definitely could be a little more sharp with it, a little more effective as far as setting up his offense. That's a nice right to the body. Also his left, he doesn't really throw his left to the body, or he hasn't yet. Round 2. So far, it's been easy work. Easy work. It's a little different today than last night. After all that Russian collusion, robbing all my Uzbek fighters of gold medals. Where is this fight? Is this Vegas? Stockton, California. Oh, look, they sort of created a nice little nightlife there in Stockton. Because I heard Stockton's a bit of a shithole. Is it? I don't know. Southern Cal. More farms than sort of lifestyle. Round 3. There you go. That's punch to the stomach. That's what I said. Spear him to the gut with that jab. The right hand is just going to fucking fall into place. Slot nicely. It's another thing. You could see lack of experience, right? How some guys are able to use their footwork pressure to move guys to the ropes where they can open up. So far, Tito hasn't really been able to move Moran to the ropes. Nice right to the gut. He looks much more comfortable as a counter puncher. Excuse me. I think he needs to let his hands go a little more. Not load up so much, but just throw some combinations. Let his hands flow. I think he's going to be more effective landing the big shot that way. See, when you see other fighters fight, it really makes you appreciate Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. Some people act like he was just a come forward, reckless fighter without skill, but that's because they're just stupid, right? The ability to be so front foot aggressive, a combination puncher that was so effective on the inside, and obviously effective on the outside enough to close the distance to get on the inside, to make you miss and make you pay while throwing, 5, 6, 7, 8 punch combinations. I mean, Chocolatito Gonzalez was fucking one for the generation for sure. I know people talked about him not being one of the top 25 or 10 fighters of the past 25 years, but please, come on. I like Barrera, I like Morales, I like Marquez, but they're not better fighters than Roman Gonzalez. No. He was a Pacquiao-esque fighter who was far more controlled, but less explosive naturally. His ability to get inside and break guys down. Beautiful. Sean, why is Choco still boxing? Him and Canelo have been around for a long time. It's hard to get a boxer out of boxing, right? They spent their whole life boxing. They love the sport. He still feels that he's got stuff in him. At this point, I think him and Estrada and Ioka are all trying to do the same thing. They're all trying to become 5-weight world champions, right? So they're just trying to put themselves into a position where they can do that. And for all 3 of them, they should all be fucking future Hall of Famers. They all had great careers. Ioka, 4-weight world champion. Roman Gonzalez, 4-weight world champion. Obviously, Estrada's a 2-weight world champion, who's talked about moving up to 118 as well. These guys are just hungry, right? And your career is short, so you might as well get as much money as you can. I don't know, man. I believe this is going to go the cards. Mercado is loading up too much. Yeah, well, that's, I think, what the problem is, right? He's trying to land that one big shot, the right hand. But you, me, everybody in the arena, including fucking Moran, know that that's the punch he's trying to land. So he's got to, jab to that gut with his fucking jab consistently. It's going to open up the right hand. And he's got to get combinations flowing. Set up your shots. Too predictable. Sean, do you have Choco as the best Nicaraguan or Arguello? I got Choco for sure. I saw Alexis Arguello fight, and I think he's a great fighter. But, I think Roman Gonzalez was a fucking better fighter overall. You look at his amateur resume as well. He was undefeated as an amateur. I can't remember what his record was, but it was pretty fucking impressive. Let me ask AI, because AI knows everything. What was Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez's amateur record? I think it was 90-0 or something, 70-0. There. Where? Can you see? I know it's blurry, but that's 880. So 88-0 is a fucking amateur. Won a gold medal in the 2004 Central American Championships. You go 88-0, and then literally you're 38-0 before you get your first loss, and that's coming off of a bullshit fucking loss that I felt he won convincingly. Obviously not dominantly, but he won that fight, the first fight versus Rungvisai, and then should never have had to do the second fight. Should have been fighting a Nui, which would have been fucking a huge fight. Can you imagine back then? Roman Gonzalez versus fucking Inui. God damn, us boxing fans got fucked over. Boxing is full of hardcore casuals. I'm seeing people cry about Loma being ranked higher than Ward and Canelo. I know. I mean, come on. Ward was never seen as a fighter on the same level as Lomachenko. Never. He's a one-time gold medal winner. Lomachenko is a two-time gold medal winner. Lomachenko is a three-weight world fucking champion, right? But then they will point to his losses. That's fine. You can point to his losses. Andre Ward was a guy who fucking never, ever put himself in a position to be beaten. And the one time he did get beat, the fucking judges robbed fucking Kovalev. Yeah, well, that's it. Ward could have done great things. He could have fought Butte to become undisputed at 168. He could have fought fucking Adonis Stevenson to become undisputed at light heavyweight. And at that point, he would have been the first two-weight undisputed champion in history. And then we'd be looking at him differently. He could have also went to the UK to rematch Froch in a fight that probably would have done 80 fucking thousand people in the stadium, right? Think about that. The reason these things didn't happen is because Ward was a protected fighter who fucking didn't want to ever take a risk. What's up, Brian? All good. Yeah, so, the only person that Ward has to blame for his lack of money is himself. Ward's KO win over Kovalev was bullshit too, stopped by low blows. Yeah, I thought the ref fucked that up because Ward looked like he was going to stop Kovalev anyway. But then you stop it like that, and you sort of take some of the shine off of Ward's victory. So I thought the ref dropped the fucking, just like the ref fucked up Lomachenko in his first loss with Salido. Lomachenko didn't lose that fight. Salido should have had points deducted. It was bullshit. I mean, Salido came in overweight, fouled like crazy, and never lost 1 point on a deduction. But that was also, comparing Loma to Ward in that respect, both a little too overly confident. Both prima donnas. I mean, I love Lomachenko, but the biggest problems in his career were also him being a prima donna, him losing to Salido. He probably shouldn't have been fighting Salido at that point of his career. Him losing to Tio, even though his father and trainer told him his shoulder was hurt and they should reschedule. Again, being a prima donna, right? Him not fighting Kambosos and doing the whole Ukraine thing. Obviously, I can understand the sentiment, but you're a boxer, right? You're a boxer. You're not a fucking soldier. And then also getting fucked over. I mean, that's more Bob Arum's fault than fucking his, but getting that title taken away to give in to Devin Haney, they should never have allowed that shit. Yeah, I thought he won. He almost knocked him out in the fucking 12th round or 11th round. Establishments always against Eastern Euros in the States. That's a fact. As soon as they had real competition at 75, he retires, and the other time they robbed Kovalev. And that's the thing, right? Like, I can understand retiring if you had a lot of injuries and a lot of personal things, but think about Ward's career. Ward sat out 2 years because he refused to fight under his contract, a contract he agreed to, a contract and a manager who got him into the World Super 6 tournament and allowed him to be the only fighter that didn't have to fight on the road, a guy who consistently fucking got him the best deals possible. But he refused to fight for that guy, sat out for 2 years, only was released from his contract because he died. And his brother just said, okay, go fuck yourself, right? Otherwise, he would have been tied to the contract indefinitely. Then you do get your big opportunities, and once fame is starting to roll to you, then you retire. Why retire at that point, right? It made no sense at all. And he talks about potentially moving up and trying to become a heavyweight champion. Yeah, but you didn't. You didn't try. You didn't do anything. Like, you talk all this shit and act like somehow, Canelo doesn't deserve respect, but you do. Canelo's been in the game, man. Like, people may not like Canelo. They may fucking hate on him and feel that too many things went his way. That's fine. But everything went his way. He earned it by building up a fucking fanatical fucking fan base over years of grinding, and then took on fucking elite champion after elite champion after elite champions. Yeah, well, that's it. Couldn't sell out a bingo hall, right? The second Kovalev fight, the numbers were fucking terrible. Terrible. Kovalev didn't get paid for the second fight because of the exorbitant fucking contract that Ward wanted to rematch him. And of course, Kovalev knew he was robbed in the first fight, so he agreed to a fucking contract that was garbage. And if you ask me if I'm a huge Canelo fan, I'm not. Canelo never had a style of boxing that I really liked. But that's neither here nor there. I appreciate for what he did, which was fantastic. He was the first. Oh, that left hand finally landed. Oh, there, you dropped him. Now you're going to be able to finish him. You got a minute. That's why it shows you can't go for the knockout. You got to just let it come, right? You got to set it up and then fucking work for it. Come on. Stockton, California, man. They paid for blood. Yeah, you got it. Come on, get in there. Finish him. Hit the body. Don't just aim for the head. Ah, good. The 6-round knockout. Good victory for Tito. Is he going to be a superstar lightweight? I don't think so. But is he going to be another good addition to the division? For sure. Didn't Floyd beat most champs? Floyd beat the champs he fought, but there was quite a few people he didn't fight. Floyd also left the 147-pound division when it was peaking, literally peaking, when you had fucking, what's his face, Paul, what's his face, Margarito, fucking Cotto, Mosley, fucking, and quite a few other fighters right there as well. And he retired for 2 years, allowing those fighters to beat up on each other, wear each other out, to go out of the game, only to come back after Manny Pacquiao moved to the division and started getting tons of praise. And people act like Pacquiao was chasing Floyd. No, he wasn't. Pacquiao did the same thing Floyd did, chase fucking De La Hoya, because De La Hoya chased after Manny, right? People say, oh, Manny fucking drained De La Hoya. How do you drain fucking the guy that's the A side? De La Hoya drained De La Hoya, so he could get a huge money fight with Manny Pacquiao, who he felt he was much bigger than and would beat, and it didn't turn out that way for him, right? You can't blame Manny for jumping at a huge money opportunity, just like you can't blame Floyd Mayweather for jumping at a huge opportunity to fight fucking De La Hoya either. I think so. Guys in the past like Archie Moore, Ezra Charles would have crushed these records. Same with Sugar Ray Robinson. Of course, 4 fucking belts in one division. I mean, let's just times fucking 4 to their fucking records and see how that works out. Floyd ducked the smoke at 147, retired in his prime against other fighters in their prime. Exactly, right? I'm not hating on him. You do what you do. But that's definitely fucking something that needs to be mentioned when you talk about Floyd Mayweather's resume. Instead of fighting those guys when they were all there at 147 pounds, he basically ducked Paul Williams and Margarito and the other guys, and sure, he fought them afterwards. But Cotto had been fucking through a war with Margarito. I mean, fucking Shane Mosley wasn't the same fighter. Margarito obviously wasn't the same fighter. Paul Williams fucking, was he even alive at that point? Well, Paul Williams is dead, or is he in a wheelchair? not to mistake, but some smoke he avoided, but he did do some good work, to be fair. He did, for sure. But most of his good work came at 147 against older fighters past their best. Let's be honest. The one fighter he fought that wasn't past his best, that was coming into his prime, was Canelo Alvarez. As I pour coffee all over my leg. That's what happens when you badmouth Floyd Mayweather. Mother, father. Is this why my cute computer is broken too? Pouring coffee on it. Oh, my coffee. I'm not so sad that I poured it out. I'm just sad that my coffee is wasted. Macado. Okay. That worked out well. Floyd is good. Of course he is. He's a great fighter. Yeah, most of the fighters he fought were in the second part of his career. Sure. Should I take the picture down? It's been there. It was a picture my friend took in Taiwan. He made a book, right? I have the book somewhere. So it's from there. I'm such a good friend. I bought like 5 books. I was going to give them to people for presents. I don't know what I did with the other 4. I got that one, but the other ones I'm not sure where they are. Prime Oscar destroys Floyd. Yeah, I think Prime Oscar beats him. Old Oscar fucking almost beat him. I remember Canelo, Paul Williams was going to happen. Then the accident happened. Yeah, you are right. Canelo, that version would have stopped him. De La Hoya was one of the greatest runs at 147 all time. He got that win over Tito. He would be considered a possible top 5 welterweight, even though he won the fight, right? I mean, it was just fucking weird fucking scorecards, which are normal. Oh, now my coffee is fucking empty. Do you think Prime Oscar and Prime Manny beat Bud? I think Bud stylistically is more difficult than Floyd for De La Hoya, and obviously Pacquiao. I mean, was super explosive, so he's dangerous. He could have won, he could have lost, right? I mean, obviously, Bud Crawford's great at catching guys coming in. When is my boy from Costa Rica, David Jimenez, going to get a meaningful fight? Is he even fighting anymore? Right? It seems like his days are gone. And now it's just his wife who's doing something fucking significant. David's fucking Costa Rican. He should buy a farm and let us build houses on it. Then we could just watch boxing every Saturday night. You know, you build the houses around, and then you build like a big middle part, fireplace, big TVs, bar, pool tables, and then we just fucking hang out there Saturdays. The rest of the time we just hang out at the beach, trying to pick up fucking 21-year-olds. Does anyone think Williams would have beaten Canelo? This is back when I sort of liked Canelo. That would have been a great fight, right? But unfortunately, Williams, the way he fights, it plays into Canelo Alvarez's counter-punching style. So I think Paul Williams would have been a better opponent for Floyd because he was longer than Floyd. He was a volume puncher, which obviously would have been difficult for Floyd's, role. Floyd would have had to fight very different to beat Paul Williams. But for Canelo, Paul Williams was kind of fucking made for him. Long torso, a guy that closed the gap and allowed a short arm fucking Canelo to throw huge fucking hooks. Prime Oscar was special. I was never a fan of Oscar, but he was a good fighter for sure. Oscar beat Prime Whitaker, Corte, Camacho, Trinidad, and more. He beat Gaddy before Floyd did. He beat, who was the first world champion that Floyd beat that retired? He beat him, right? And that guy ended up beating fucking Azuma Nelson afterwards. So even after getting beat by fucking Oscar, you end up beating a Hall of Famer in Azuma Nelson, right? So he beat old Chavez too. Even though Chavez wasn't old when he beat him, he was undefeated, right? Wasn't he undefeated? Or did he lose to Randall before he lost to Canelo? I always get confused. Gennaro Hernandez, yes, he beat Gennaro Hernandez before Floyd. No one fucking even talks about that, right? They talk about Gennaro Hernandez when they talk about Floyd Mayweather with Oscar De La Hoya. They never mention that. Ah, okay. That makes sense that he lost to Randall first. He wasn't that old, but he had a lot of miles. Fuck, yeah. How many fights did he have? Like 90 when he fought Oscar. Fought Oscar twice. That was a huge fight, right? I was never a Chavez fan. I wasn't an Oscar fan. So for that fight, I didn't care so much. But the Purnell-Whitaker fight, I was a huge Whitaker fan. So I fucking hated that decision. Especially with Purnell coming off of a fucking blatant robbery fucking versus Chavez. Yeah, no, I thought Julio Cesar Chavez was overrated. He was an aggressive, hard-punching, come-forward fighter. But he didn't have the nuances of a guy like Duran, right? Duran was much more of a nuanced fighter. Chavez wasn't, right? He was a one-dimensional type of fighter. Where, obviously, if you're Mexican and you wanted to support a fighter that was exciting and did well for your people, yeah, he did well. And you look at the problems that Canelo has, the problems he has are things that Chavez didn't have, right? Volume, endurance. If Canelo Alvarez had volume and endurance, imagine what a fighter he would have been then. Duran is the best Latino fighter ever, for sure, I agree. Duran had much better boxing ability. Duran was levels above Chavez. Duran is the greatest Latin fighter of all time. I concur. I think so. But that's also why a lot of lists have Duran in the top 10 of boxers of all time. I mean, what's the only fucking blowout? When he fought Tommy Hearns and Tommy fucking destroyed him, which tells you styles make fucking fights. You could go the distance with Hagler, give him a competitive fight in lightweight, 140, 147, 154, 160. Your fifth weight division, you go with a legend, a Hall of Famer. You go 12 rounds with him in a competitive fight. But then at 160 pounds or whatever the weight was, he fought Tommy Hearns. You get fucking blitzed in 2 rounds. And then Hearns gets blitzed in 2 rounds, 3 rounds by Hagler. Oh, so it's already listed on BoxRec. January 31st, Teo versus Shakur. I can't believe people like Knockout Boxing and others are still trying to find ways to shit on Shakur to dick ride Tank Davis. Tank Davis could have easily fought Teo, could have fought Shakur, could have fought Haney. Never chose to take on any of those type of opponents. But then you're going to shit on a guy like Shakur for doing what we expect great fighters to do, take on great opponents, right? And the winner of this, I said yesterday on my live, I think becomes pound for pound number 5 or number 6 best fighter in the current list. Obviously, depending on who you have, number 1, Crawford, Usyk, Inouye, and then obviously Bivol. I think those 4. I cannot imagine you making a pound for pound list where you don't have those top 4 guys on your 4. Like saying Devin Haney belongs over top of any of those 4 guys is a fucking blatant lie. You're not being consistent in your narrative if you're going to put Devin Haney above any one of those 4 fighters. And then at current, put Bam at number 5. But I can see the winner of Teo and Shakur moving above Bam into number 5, Bam being 6. Junto Nakatani at 7, David Benavidez, and obviously Devin Haney on the list from there, depending on who you want to put where. Who's fighting now? Good question. I don't know if Pacheco is next. Seems a little early for that, but it could be Pacheco. That could have been the pre-fight. Tim Tszyu's fighting. Oh, Tim Tszyu's getting back in the ring against some bullshit fighter. Okay, so we got Gabriel Flores Jr. and Joe Cordina next. That's a surprise, eh? I would have thought that Mercado would have been in front of that. I miss Guy Nicholson, which is okay. I don't mind missing that fight. Siobhan Clark had a fight. I missed that one as well, which is okay. I mean, I would have been excited to watch him, but nonetheless. Arturo Popico ended up getting a win. So now we got Flores versus Cordina, and then Pacheco versus Sajio. Shakur is down to fight anybody because he believes he's in his ability, like Better BF does. Oh, yeah. Gabriel Flores Jr., 27-2, 8 KOs. Coming off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fight win streak after losing a decision to Giovanni Cabrera, and previously prior to that losing to Luis Alberto Lopez. So to be fair, I mean, the kid's got 2 losses, but you lose to a former world champion and Cabrera, who was a real tall, rangy, tough fighter, who obviously ended up moving up to 135 pounds, 140 maybe even. Then you got quality wins versus Jason Velez, Abraham Montoya. That's it. And now Joey Cordina, who's 18-1. Cordina, 18-1, 9 KOs, been stopped once. He's coming off of 1 fight victory. Obviously, he got stopped by Anthony Kakache in 8 rounds for a world title fight. Beat Rakhimov, which David fucking hates. Beat Kenichi Ogawa. 2 really good wins right there. Ogawa to become a champion, I think. Rakhimov as well. And then got fucking knocked out by an unknown fucking British kid. Fought some bum-ass opponent I've never heard of. Must be a Euro bum from Spain. Jared Gonzalez Quereres. And now taking on Gabe Flores. David Teo is good. Who's David Teo? Nikita. Yo, Sean, did you hear about what Arturo Gati's son? Yeah, that shit's crazy, right? It's kind of like Bruce Lee's son. The father and the son, their fucking legacies are tied together. Father dies with a really weird fucking death, and his son dies in a bizarre fucking way. And same thing happens with Gatti and his kid. Yeah, it's too bad. both murdered. Was Gaddy's son murdered? David Shakur doing the Friends thing though with Davis. What's David Shakur doing the Friends things though with Davis, etc.? If Shakur beats Lopez impressively, I would put him one spot over Bam, but I don't rate Teal very highly. I think he is very beatable. Yeah, but you can think that. But if he beats Shakur, Lomachenko, and fucking Josh Taylor all in your resume, like I know people like John want to act like Devin Haney's done so much, but if Teal fucking gets victories over Loma, who was prime Loma when he beat him, Josh, who, okay, maybe wasn't prime Josh, but was unbeaten, and then a prime Shakur Stevenson now, fuck, man, you got to put him top 5 pound for pound, just as you do Shakur, right? He was trying to justify, well, Shakur's moving up in weight, Teal's just defending his title. Teal's a fucking 2-way world champion. You don't need to move up to prove yourself. You need to fight competition, right? Like, that's the thing with guys like him, always moving the fucking goalposts. Just trying to find a way to hype up Shakur and downplay Teal. Fine, you don't like Teal because he said racist things. I get it. But the whole point is, I don't like Floyd because he's a douchebag. But then I can still be honest about how great Floyd was. I don't need to let my personal fucking feelings get in the way of being honest about his boxing ability. The same with Teal. Anthony Kakache is a tough dude. I don't even rate Sugar Nunez over Rakhimov that much. Come on, David. We know you're a fucking Nunez fanboy. Those fucking ring card girls compared to last night's AIBA World Championships, pathetic. Low grade. Not even fucking on ESPN or Oscar De La Hoya fucking level. Come on, DAZN, Eddie Hearn. You could do better. So is this fight at 130? So I guess this puts the winner into a world title contention against who? Let's look at what the rankings are right now, because Eddie Hearn is always looking for fucking the next way to maneuver his fighters. So, boxing scenes, boxing rankings. $130. Okay, so IBF champion Nunez, fuck off. Currently, Cordina is number 15. What? Oh, this is 135. Cordina is ranked at 135. What? So this fight at 135? Oh, yes, this must be a 135 fight now. Cordina obviously couldn't make weight, so he's moved up. Gabe Flores is number 13 by the WBA. So neither guys are ranked in the same fucking ranking at the same time, so I don't know how that elevates either of them. Neither are ranked by the WBC. Oh, sorry, Cordina's number 10. And then, okay, for Abdullah Mason's title, Flores is number 4, Cordina is number 6. So this is obviously going to put the winner into that vacant number 1's position for Abdullah Mason's title. Yeah, I mean, if I was Abdullah Mason, I would not fucking be too worried at all for the winner of this fight. Neither guy has power. Neither guy is that fucking good. They've already been shown that they are levels below. I think the fucking UK guy that's Abdullah Mason beat, I think you put him in with the winner to see if he can earn a rematch versus Abdullah Mason, because I think he fucking destroys both of these guys as well. It's the Godfather. So Abdullah Mason is a top-ranked fighter. So they're hoping the WBO will fucking strip a top-ranked fighter to put a matchroom fighter into the position. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't see that happening. I believe 140 is better than 147. I honestly believe Tiger Johnson is good. Tiger Johnson looked great. How sharp he was. Oh, my God. His win over Akhimov, I mean, I'm a Sugar Nunez fanboy. DAZN has an awesome segment about Nunez. Religiously devout guy, loves his family. I can respect that. John Boxing the best. Did you get the Shock and Fulton prediction wrong? I did get it wrong. But to be fair, when I saw that Fulton blew the weight in the scale, my prediction was that Oshaki would beat him. But obviously in my prediction league, when I made my prediction, it was before we got to see the weigh-in, and I was pushing for Fulton to get the victory. But after seeing Fulton blow the weight and come in fat and just look like I don't know what he was doing. I don't understand the mentality of a guy that had the opportunity to become a legend in Philadelphia, the only Philadelphia fighter in boxing history to become a three-weight world champion. And what did he do? He fucking didn't even come in the best shape possible to beat Oshaki Foster. How do you think you're going to beat fucking a guy like him if you're not even at your best? So, yes, I got it wrong, but I got it also right because I changed my prediction after I saw the weigh-in. But that didn't affect my prediction league where I did get it wrong. How are people conveniently forgetting that Tio beat Barboza, a guy who is bigger than Tio, easier than Shakur beats Zepeda? Yeah, but styles do make fights. Zepeda, a volume puncher versus a counter puncher like Shakur was always going to be a tough fight. Barboza, he's not a volume puncher, so he didn't really give Tio much problems like people would have predicted. And he's not really a boxer, right? He's kind of a guy that's stuck in that awkward position in between, which is why he ended up losing easily. Bad game plan. So I think Cordina should beat fucking this guy. I never thought this kid was very good. He doesn't have much power. When he was very young, like his brother, they had fast hands and they looked good. But you know, some guys mature very early. And I think those two Flores brothers were like that. They were very mature fighters, but then I think they ended up probably losing a lot in the gym wars, fighting bigger, older fighters, right? I think a lot of that probably killed them, which we've seen. Remember the Ruiz brothers, Gabe Ruiz and Raf, what was his name? Gabe Ruiz and his brother, was it Rafael Ruiz? Also two California-based fighters, both fucking got tons of hype when they were young, and both did well, but obviously didn't live up to expectations. I mean, Raf did become a champion. Gabe, I don't think ever did. I think Flores is similar. He's not slick enough to really be great at this level, but he doesn't really have anything else to actually beat guys at this level either. Even though that's a nice combination. The Stockton crowd won't be happy if fucking Flores loses. Isn't Flores from Stockton, California? Flores is a C-level fighter at best. J.O. Pataya looks like a pound-for-pound fighter. Sean Shuck beat Inui's leftovers. He did. He beat Inui's leftovers. Yeah. John is proud that he got the prediction right. Well, that's because he's a fucking fanboy for Oshaki Foster, right? Which is fine. But I mean, John would rather hype up Oshaki above fighters who've proven more and act like somehow he's a guy that deserves more praise. Don't be shocked or surprised when John puts O'Shaquie Foster in his pound-for-pound list, right? Of course, above Junto Nakatani, because he's done so much more than Junto Nakatani. Would you say that Fulton is a better win than anything on Junto's resume? Sure, but it's also a guy who was in his third weight division. If Junto Nakatani fought a fighter moving up to his third weight division to take on Junto, how much credit do you think John would give Junto for that win? Fucking zero. Because just like his take on Shakur versus Tio, he says Shakur is moving up. That's the thing to be talking about, not fucking Tio. Tio's not moving up. Tio's not trying to be great. What do you mean? Tio doesn't need to fight Shakur. Shakur is easily the most dangerous fighter available for Tio in and around the 140-pound division, right? He's taking him on. That's a dangerous fight, a fight that most people favor fucking Shakur Stevenson. So, of course, if Tio beat Shakur, he should get full credit. I mean, that's the third quality fucking name opponent on his resume. Joe Pataya looks like a pound-for-pound fighter. It's a shame he's avoided, even though he is so exciting to watch. He is a cruiserweight GG. Yeah, but unfortunately for cruiserweights, they always fucking get ignored by the American boxing fans because there's no black American fighter at cruiserweight that's worth talking about. Like, ultimately, when we talk about boxing divisions in America, it always comes down to, is there a black American fighter worth pushing? And if there isn't, most of these guys are going to ignore those weight divisions completely. That's why they don't talk about the lower weight divisions. And that's why they don't really talk about cruiserweight, heavyweight, light heavyweight, middleweight, because there's just nobody to really fucking fanboy for. Well, that's it. You can't say that Jai Opetaia is not entertaining. Is he as good as Devin Haney and Shakur? I don't think so. I don't think he's as good as either one of them. But what he has is what they don't have is legitimate fucking power. He's vulnerable and he's fucking exciting. And being vulnerable with a power, I mean, that's what people love. Just look at why Deontay Wilder had such a huge fan group, because he was vulnerable, but also had great power. Jai Opetaia is kind of like Wilder, very similar. Except the difference with him is he's much more of a volume puncher than Wilder was. So, John, what are you thinking about Usyk versus Wilder? Are you pro it or are you against it? On my channel, a lot of people think Usyk is cherry picking and it's bullshit and shouldn't happen. What do you think, being a Deontay Wilder fan? I think it's closure to a great chapter in heavyweight boxing. You beat Wilder, you beat everyone. You beat Usyk. I mean, Usyk beats, obviously, Fury, you beat AJ, and then you beat Wilder. Sure, everybody knows it's not the same Wilder, but it's exactly the same as when Mike Tyson beat Michael Spinks. Michael Spinks was no longer the world champion. Tyson had already won all 4 belts and was the undisputed champion. But he had to fight Spinks because Spinks was the last remaining name around at that time. So he beat Spinks, and then everyone fucking crowned him king. It's the same for Usyk. He got to beat Wilder so that he can get crowned king. So people can't say, well, he ducked Wilder. He was afraid of Wilder's power. I mean, that's how I think. Obviously, other people feel different. Jai isn't a big name in boxing. He's on his way to being a top 3 cruiserweight, and he's probably the biggest threat to Usyk's title. The biggest threat to Usyk's title, Flores is a C-level fighter at best. Opetaia flattens his opponents out. If you think boring back foot style is more exciting, you are lying to yourself. Well, nobody thinks it's more exciting, but people are just fans of particular fighters, so they're going to give them a pass depending on their style. They don't care as long as they can, have somebody to support and cheer for. I'm not convinced that Shakur is better than Jermaine Ortiz, Hitchens, Mason, or Keyshawn. To be fair, I think Keyshawn Davis is the best out of all of them. But, at this point, you got to give Shakur the credit over all those guys. Jermaine Ortiz, come on, Evan. We know you hate everything attached to Bud Crawford, so come on. Now you're just pulling for straws. I mean, that's not even close at all. We know you're a Shock fan. No, I said I won't be surprised if you put O'Shaquie Foster on your pound-for-pound list next. Well, but let's be fair, John. Everybody at 130 pounds is overlooked. Navarrete was a 3-weight world champion, but nobody had him on pound-for-pound lists or really even talked about him. Guys like you just shit on him and discredited him every time you got an opportunity. So he was very overlooked, right? So it's no different for O'Shaquie Foster. I know you will say he's overlooked because he's black. No, 130 fucking pounds is overlooked. When you get below really 135 pounds, where you had Shakur, Lomachenko, fucking Tio, Devin Haney, like really elite fighters all in one division. Nobody talks about 130, 126. I know you blowed 126 the same as True School Sports to fucking shit on Inouye, but you only use those fighters to shit on Inouye. You and I both know you don't fucking roll with any of the fighters at 126 pounds, right? Nobody does. And at 122, you have Inouye. He's the only person that anyone talks about the lower weight divisions. And then you get Junto, who clearly is Ring Magazine's bantamweight champion, right? But then you do everything in your power to discredit him, even though he's a Ring Magazine champion. There's not many Ring Magazine champions, you know, but he's one of them. And then, of course, you got the guys underneath of those divisions, and you've just shit on them consistently, right? Guys like you, American boxing fans, go out of your way to downplay, dismiss all these fucking divisions and all these fighters, but then you talk about O'Shaquie is overlooked at 130. Well, who the fuck is O'Shaquie Foster? Who has he beaten? Like, he hasn't beaten anybody with name recognition. Even Stephen Fulton. When I was talking about how Stephen Fulton beating O'Shaquie was potentially going to put him on a pound-for-pound list, people were poo-pooing it and downplaying it, right? So those guys are always fucking downplayed and dismissed. It's not because they're black. It's because they're divisions. American boxing fans don't give a fuck about anybody outside of 147 and, you know, well, primarily divisions that have strong black American fighters. John, what are your thoughts on Inouye Nakatani? He downplays that, even though it's been confirmed it's going to happen. It's going to be a bigger fight than Canelo Crawford. He won't admit it's bigger because, you know, he doesn't think Japanese fighters can be bigger than American fighters, even though we know the numbers clearly show that's not fucking the case. I'm for the fight. Usyk can do whatever he wants. So Usyk can do whatever he wants, but Canelo couldn't. You spent years shitting on Canelo for not fighting David Benavidez, but Usyk and Crawford can do whatever they want. See, John, that's the problem with you. You pick and choose and you move the goalpost. When me and other people said that Canelo can do what he wants, he's already earned fucking his right to do that. You spent fucking months shitting on me, shitting on Canelo fans, shitting on Canelo. But then once Crawford beats Canelo, then you say, oh, Crawford can do whatever he wants. Okay. And now Usyk can do whatever he wants. Okay. Just be fucking consistent. Sean, should Tio get more credit for beating Shakur than Crawford got for beating Canelo? If Tio beat Shakur, I definitely think he deserves more credit. Shakur is a prime, unbeaten fucking fighter. I mean, that's a huge victory, right? In 2026, the only fight I think imaginable that you could say is kind of on the level of that, if Tio can beat him, I don't think he will, but if he can, is Junto beating Inouye. Two fights that both everybody thinks are 50-50 fights, but everyone feels clear that Shakur is going to win. Everyone feels clear that Inouye's going to win. They're 50-50 fights, but the odds are heavily in favor of the top fighter. If the opponent beats them, those are historically fucking great victories. Victories that are going to catapult the winner fucking very high. There was a black channel I was on, and he said Tio would get more credit for beating Shakur. Yeah, no, I think he does get more credit. That's not to take away Bud Crawford. I mean, I know John will say because Crawford went up basically 3 weight divisions. No, 2. He went up 2 weight divisions. Yeah, that's great. It's ironic when Inouye went up 2 weight divisions to become a 2-weight world champion. John doesn't want to give him credit. So once again, people fucking moving goalposts all the time. Stylistically, if you had any brains with regards to boxing, like me, who predicted Bud Crawford was going to beat Canelo, it wasn't that difficult to fucking see the writing on the wall. I'd rather see Usyk Cabial. Yeah, that's the hardcore boxing fans' preferred fight for sure. But who's going to pay to watch Usyk versus Cabial, Evan? Is it okay for Wilder to face Usyk? It's fine for Ryan to get a shot versus Barrios. No. Yeah, well, that's true. You can mention that to John, because I fucking think it's crap when these fucking fights are made. But we got to be honest. We know why they're getting made. Why is Ryan Garcia getting a Mario Barrios shot? Money. Why is Wilder getting a Usyk fight? Money. Anytime these fights happen, why did Pacquiao get a Barrios fight? Money. If you're against it, you're against it. If you're going to pick and choose which ones you're for, yeah, you're kind of exposing yourself. Ortiz has fought better fighters than Shakur, Mason, Hitchens, Keyshawn Davis. He was competitive against 2 future Hall of Famers. Okay, and he lost. There isn't a lot of talent at 130 and 126. That's true. There isn't. Collazo is overlooked. I haven't heard John jump on that. Well, when Collazo starts getting mentioned as a pound-for-pound fighter, John will make sure he shits all over Collazo for sure. Inouye does over 10 million views fighting Cardenas. Inouye Junto will do 30 to 40 million views in Japan alone, probably more. 50 to 60 million wouldn't shock me. No, that fight will be huge. The numbers it does in Japan will eclipse the numbers it does globally. It will be unbelievable, right? Because that's like fucking such a huge Japanese fight. That is the equivalent of Frazier Ali in Japan, right? Of Hearns versus fucking Leonard. It's huge. I think Junto beats Inouye. I think he could, for sure. What's left for Usyk for the heavyweight division, Sean? Cabial. That's what's left. Cabial, who's been destroying every opponent he's been put in with, including the guy that knocked out fucking Wilder. Cabial knocked that guy out. So if Wilder deserves a fight, fucking Cabial sure as fuck does. Canelo had unfinished business at 168. What do you mean unfinished business? What unfinished business? Benavidez? Usyk beat the fighters that we wanted him to fight. John, that's just based on your fucking opinion. The reality is fucking Canelo beat the fighters he needed to beat. Saunders, Plant, Callum Smith. But now you say the same thing for Bud Crawford. Has Bud Crawford beat all the people fucking people want to see? According to you, no, because people say he should fight David Benavidez next, right? I didn't say he needs to fight Dimitri Bivol, but I hearkened back to history and said that him moving up to face Dimitri Bivol, like Sugar Ray Robinson moved up to face Joey Maxim to become a light heavyweight world champion, would be historic. But I also said if he goes down to 160 to become a 6-weight world champion, it's also historic. So I'm not holding Bud Crawford to anything. He can do what he wants. Last night, Bud Crawford was in Dubai at the IBEBA World Championships. What's left for Usyk? Inouye doesn't have elite defense. He'll be there to be hit. Usyk could fight Cabial, who's undefeated. Cabial deserves that fight like crazy. And a lot of people now believe that fucking Wardley deserves the fight because he beat Parker. There are better fights for Usyk than Wilder. That's true. There are better fights. John is just salty that Dodo and Psychedelics Jamal never got the Canelo fight. Well, that's pretty much true. John, Cabial would be a good fight. I think Cabial will beat Usyk. That's my prediction. Cabial's body attack, crippling. I still got Inouye. Inouye can definitely beat Junto too. 50-50. Yeah, but like I said, it's a 50-50 fight where the majority of boxing fans are leaning towards Inouye. Just like Shakur versus Tio is a 50-50 fight, but the majority of boxing fans are leaning towards Shakur, right? Even though I think, to be honest, I think Junto Nakatani has a better chance of beating Inui than Tio has to beat fucking Shakur, because Junto has the perfect style to beat Inui. Tio doesn't have the perfect style to beat Shakur. If he was a volume puncher, maybe, but he's not. Whoa, you got Kabial? Yeah. Kabial, man, his body attack is fucking vicious. Vicious. I don't know if a 40-year-old fucking Usyk can deal with it. That's why Usyk won't fight these guys when Wilder ever go to the body. Well, that's true too. Wilder went to the body in the Fury rematch, and that's about the only time Wilder went to the body. And then he ended up shooting his load too early and fucking got knocked out. But credit to Wilder, showed tons of heart. Tons of heart. Those two Fury losses, I mean, I know they're both losses for Wilder, but my level of respect for Wilder fucking grew exponentially from those two fights. Because literally in boxing, that's what happens. When you take on great opponents, unfortunately, sometimes you lose. But at the same time, you fucking win. To me, Wilder won, even though he lost. Because he showed me everything he said, he literally did in the ring. Showed that he wants to go out on his fucking shield. Showed that he's fucking a real dog. And he would fucking be in there fighting tooth and nail. And that's what he did. So hats off to Wilder. Those two performances, fucking legendary. Legendary. And when you think about that trilogy for Wilder and Fury, that shit's gonna fucking be remembered forever. Right? And Wilder didn't win one of the fights. I know John shits on Golovkin because he only fucking spent his whole career chasing Canelo. Well, Wilder spent his whole career fucking chasing Fury. What's the difference? Both of them were in historical trilogies, right? Let's give guys credit for fucking doing something historic. I used to think So Laugh Aloud, Worley to me is enough of a name that people would get interested in that fight. Well, in the UK, that fight will sell. But in America, nobody knows who Wardley is. Alabama, Arizona are playing right now. Oh, basketball, I hope. If it was football, nobody would care about Arizona. Oh, what? Shut up, man. Flores got hit by a right hand. How do you say it was a slip? That's some bullshit. That's one of those fucking West Coast robbery jobs trying to give the fucking Mexican fighter the fucking lead. Just like last night, 8 fucking Russians winning gold medal. John, how does that make you feel? Last night in the AIBA World Championships, 8 white guys won gold medals. 8 Russians fucking got gold medals. I didn't like it because I was picking Uzbekistan to fucking do better. Stringer, I wasn't forced to be a Usyk fan. I love Usyk. Yeah, John, we know you don't love Usyk. You just use Usyk to push a narrative. Years ago, Sean disrespected me for saying that Usyk was way better than Lomachenko. Not years ago. Fuck, it was just like a year ago, maybe a year and a half. That's your opinion. But nobody ever in boxing history thought that fucking Usyk was better than Lomachenko. Nobody's going to buy Usyk and Wilder. I don't even know how you sell that fight. Well, I think they're hoping that Wilder fans in America push and sell that fight, right? The LDBC, who of course will push for it. But now somehow I feel that their narrative will change once the fight gets made. I find that really hard to believe. This is kind of like when John said that his favorite fighter was Inui. How did that fucking age? How'd that age, John? Your favorite fight was Inui. Inui's garbage. He doesn't fight black fighters. He doesn't spar with black fighters. What's he going to do when he fights a black fighter? He's going to lose. Because black fighters can't travel. And Japanese fighters can't fucking travel either. Like Junto, you should like him. Because literally he trains in America. He spars with black fighters. He spars with Mexican fighters. Like he trains in the States. So all the narrative you push that are anti-Japanese fighters and them being too insulated, you can't say that about Junto Nakatani. Because literally he fights in America. But, you know, John, I like you. I don't have a problem with you. I always say you're very respectful when you're on my channel. It's just unfortunate you need to fucking just push these huge racial shit when you do your lives. It's like somehow a switch fucking gets turned off from being a rational, respectful guy who was well brought up by his parents with a big loving family, respect. I'm jealous. To somehow becoming a radical fucking Muslim fucking when you become fucking on YouTube. It's crazy. Black Americans rarely travel unless it's in Saudi Arabia. Well, that's why I say John. John has this ignorant fucking mentality about America, about the world. And I say, John, you make a lot of money. You could easily travel, right? And there's a lot of nice places to travel. Go to Japan. Japan might be 12 hours away from you from California by flight, but it's peaceful, clean, really nice. You can also go to many places in Asia that are beautiful. Thailand isn't far away, very nice. Your kids will love playing on the beach. It's very safe as well. You can go travel you want to go to Africa, go to Africa. A lot of beautiful countries in Africa, right? South Africa, maybe not the best place. Make sure you get like a driver and stuff, but you should spend some of that money traveling and exploring the world just to get a different perspective and realize that everybody is not so fucking hateful. I think Jake Paul deserves a shot at Usyk more than Wilder does. That's how bad that fight is. To be fair, I was hoping Wilder would get the Jake Paul fight, not AJ. John only loves Usyk to shit on the great Loma. Exactly. The same reason he loves Inouye, to shit on fucking Roman Gonzalez. Mansa Musa was white. Stringer, I did a video saying that if Terence Crawford and Usyk were the same size, Usyk would be the fighter to beat Terence Crawford. Okay. Sean, who do you have winning the CFP? What's CFP? That's one thing I agree with you on, John. Crawford never fought no elite fighter bigger than him. Little Canelo wasn't bigger than Crawford. Crawford was taller and longer. Canelo was maybe 5 pounds heavier. I was going to have a bursted blood vessel. College football playoffs. I don't really pay attention to college football. That's more, I would think, John Boxing's thing. He's a big football fan. Since I moved to Taiwan, I haven't paid too much attention to football, not even NFL. I used to be a college football fan, obviously back when I lived in Canada, but not so much anymore. I kind of agree that Crawford's resume leaves a lot to be desired. Yeah, but people got to be fair. The same way, once again, let me be fair. Crawford was robbed of a lot of great fights because the PBC blatantly fucking ducked him. And unfortunately, a lot of Black American fucking boxing fans literally shit on Crawford because he re-signed with Top Rank and not PBC, as if that had any fucking thing to do with anything. You're free to fucking sign with whoever you want. The problem is, if you're a real boxer, you shouldn't be ducking people because you're on the wrong side of the fucking street. Unfortunately, at 140, 147, and 154, that's exactly what the PBC did. Because every time they face a top-ranked fighter, what happens? Guys like Virgil and Boots were better competition at 147 than the guys he fought. But they were fucking overpriced and untested. You beat Boots and Virgil before they become really recognized fighters, and what do you get from it? Nothing. And those guys literally ducked Crawford. They were both mandatories at 147, and they both left WBO to go fight on other organizations. So let's be honest. Boots went to the IBF route to chase Spence, and fucking Virgil went the WBA route to chase fucking Stanionis for a regular title. So don't put the blame on Crawford. It's not Crawford's fault that dudes fucking blatantly fucking ducked him. I've been to Toronto for 3 weeks. Sister's husband is from Toronto. T.O. See? And what? Is Toronto fucking full of racists? That's where I'm from. I'm a Toronto boy. T.O. But you were in T.O. 3 weeks. Did you go to Niagara Falls? I hope you just didn't say in Toronto. 3 weeks in Toronto. I mean, would be expensive. But, John, traveling to Toronto isn't exactly fucking traveling the world. Toronto is not that much different than fucking the States. I mean, going to Toronto is like traveling the West Coast, right? Come on, let's be honest. It ain't that difficult. It ain't that different. Everyone speaks English. Fucking almost everything is identical. It's far from a cultural experience. Every time I went to the States from fucking Canada, I didn't feel like I was on a cultural fucking exchange program. I felt like this is fucking almost where I'm from. There's no difference. Me going to fucking Florida, fucking South Carolina, New York, California, fucking Seattle, fucking Oregon. It wasn't that much difference than Vancouver or Toronto. But it's good that you went to Toronto for 3 weeks for your sister's wedding. Where's your sister live in Toronto? What area? I was born and raised in York, now City of York. They did not duck Crawford, laugh out loud. Them guys weren't taking no 20% to fight Crawford. Virgil was already doing crowd. See, that you prove my fucking point. Those guys literally ducked him because they didn't want to get paid what mandatory fighters fucking make. Right? Like, you can't fucking blame Crawford because these guys want to fucking overprice themselves. They did. And then they lost out on an opportunity to fight fucking a legend. That's their fault. And now since then, what have they done? Fucking sweet fuck all. Neither of them have done anything. I need to run upstairs. My battery's dying. Give me a minute. I'll be back. Look at that natural speed. Don't be jealous, John. Us white boys, we're known for our sprinting speed. There you go. Where did we leave off? I've been to Toronto for work. I never felt like it was a different country. It's not, right? Toronto's great. Great restaurants, great food. Before it used to be safer than mostly all the cities in the States, but I think now it's the same. It's not that safe, depending on what area you're in. What do you say? What do you think of Brandon Adams would do against Virgil and Boots? Brandon Adams is a good fighter, but I think he loses to both of them. Crawford wasn't worth more than Virgil at that point in time. Bullshit. Evan, you're such a fucking hater. Oh my God. Get over it, buddy. Get over it. Crawford did not fuck your woman. You don't have to hate him so much. If Virgil and Boots would actually fight someone that would suffer a loss, if they fought someone like Adams or Kaptuzarukis. I don't think either of those guys beat Boots or Virgil. No fucking chance. And I think fucking they both stopped the Greek kid because he's way too easy to get hit. Adams might not get stopped, but he's definitely getting fucking beaten. Definitely getting beaten. But right now, look at what you're saying. You're putting those guys in against low-level opposition at 154. Why aren't you putting them in with fucking the Russian champion? You know, elite fighters. Oh, well, I hope you've been to Mexico. So you plan to go to Ghana to see the slave castle. Sometimes, John, the way your brain works, you have kids. If you're going to go to Africa, maybe you should think more about what would be fun for your kids to see. Ghana is not bad. Obviously, Ghana is a great country. I don't know if it's a great country to travel. I would rather say do Southern Africa. Some great beaches, just a nicer place to travel. Where did I go? Mozambique, Malawi, South Africa, Zambia. You know, you go to Zambia or what is it? Well, I always forget that country. Just attached to South Africa and Zambia. They have whitewater rafting, bungee jumping, lots of outdoor activities, right? It's cheap. I know a lot of people are buying land in Ghana, but that's all bullshit. Most of them fucking are disappointed when they go there. They're buying a dream, but it's like, you're not fucking from Ghana. You're not going to be accepted just because you're the same color, right? You're not a fucking African. You're not Ghanaian. You don't speak the language. You don't understand the culture. You know, it's like me moving to fucking Russia. We're all white, but I'm not Russian, and I won't fit in as a Russian if I move to fucking Russia. Yeah, no, Africa's well worth visiting. I just know John has this mentality. It's ironic because when he goes to Africa, you're going to hear Africans who are very anti-Black American because they think you guys are fucking ridiculous with your racial fucking bullshit and a lot of the fucking narratives you push. And you'll fucking listen to it when you go there. Trust me, I've been there. I work, my whole office is fucking African. Literally. Only, there's 3 people from the Caribbean, all Black, and then 1 white guy from Canada. And everyone else is from South Africa and Swaziland. Stopping Lubin, who has no chin, just isn't impressive to me. I also thought Madrimov was a case of winning against Virgil. Well, David, you're just looking for reasons to hate as well. You get these real strong fucking pro fucking things where you fanboy for someone who literally hasn't beaten anyone. Iglesias, example. Nunez, example. And then you have these expectations that other people should be doing these crazy shit, right? Once again, moving the goalposts. Interestingly enough, I actually thought Virgil beat Bohocuk. That's the fight. Everyone thinks Virgil lost. David stops that bullshit. I thought Virgil easily beat Madrimov. Yeah, I thought he beat Madrimov. That's why people were using it to disrespect Crawford, right? Because Crawford struggled with Madrimov, even though I don't think he struggled. Like I said in the fight, how can Madrimov win if he doesn't fucking engage, right? Like my criticism for Haney, which of course will get John bent out of shape, is the same fucking criticism I had for Madrimov. Is that based on race or the fact that both of these guys refuse to fucking engage and fucking can't win if you don't fucking throw punches, right? Like Madrimov refused to throw punches. He refused to engage. How's he going to get the victory over Bud Crawford if you don't fucking let your hands go? I know Haney got the wins, but they weren't impressive because he doesn't fucking engage. Fine, you won. Woo! But you landed 70 fucking punches. 70. I mean, come on. How can we fucking bang a gong and call a guy fucking, legendary and pound for pound when you fucking go 12 rounds in 2 fights back to back and land 70 fucking punches? Like literally, you cannot tell me another great fighter on a pound for pound list that fucking was in a fight that only landed 70 punches that doesn't get fucking ripped and ridiculed. Example, Canelo Alvarez versus William Skull. How did people fucking react to that fight? They shit all over Canelo Alvarez because he didn't engage and he didn't land any punches. Exactly. Just like Devin Haney's last 2 fights. Right? And John will say, well, it's not their job to fucking make the fight. It's the other person's job. Well, okay, so then fucking say the same thing about William Skull then, John. You don't, because you move the goalposts. Because you're a Haney fanboy and you fucking are anti-Canelo Alvarez. I'm not a Canelo fanboy and I'm not a Devin Haney fanboy. So what I'm telling you is fucking neutral as a boxing fan. Because I don't care regardless for either one of them. Fighters I like throw fucking punches. Iglesias is like Opataya. Nobody will fight him. Sure, yeah, that's kind of true. Like we just had that conversation last night. Diego Pacheco, who's fighting tonight, is fighting Sajao. And don't get me wrong, Sajao, undefeated power puncher from France, right? Everybody's eager to see him, to see how good he is, to see if he is really that level or not. Most of us feel he's not on that level, and Pacheco will beat him. But then Pacheco came out and called out everyone except David's favorite fighter in Iglesias. John, you should start fucking banging the gong for Iglesias. Black fighter, Cuban, 168-pound fighter, definitely got everything you as a boxing fan should like, right? But yet nobody wants to fight him. I got Iglesias over Haney. Shut up. Shut up. You're full of shit. You got Iglesias over fucking Haney. As far as why I'm a Shock fan, I met him when he was in the amateurs. I went back Texas years ago. I'm from Texas. And I met the dude, coolest dude you'll ever meet. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Like, you look at him compared to Stephen Fulton, he definitely seems like the way cooler dude than Fulton. Fulton fucking talking a load of bullshit and smack. Fucking O'Shaquie was keeping his cool and then proved his point afterwards, right? Yeah, I have no problem with O'Shaquie Foster. I just, from what we've seen and what we've seen against certain levels of fighters, I didn't think he was a special fighter. His jab was very special against Stephen Fulton, though. I'll give him that. But we will see what happens when he moves up to different weight divisions and fights different fighters. I would be very interested to see what happens if Shakur Stevenson moves back down to 135 after the Teo fight. Because if he does, that's going to be a mandatory fight. And O'Shaquie Shakur, that's a tough fight for Shakur because of O'Shaquie's jab, right? And the length. It's the same reason why John, who's a Floyd Mayweather fanboy, I said guys with longer reaches and jabs, example Laura, who I think Floyd ducked at 154, would have been a very difficult fight for Floyd because you can't fight the way you always do against those kind of dudes. You need to do something different. You need to become maybe more aggressive, more front foot, right? You can't just sit back with good defense and counterpunch because they can just beat you with a fucking educated jab. And you know that's what O'Shaquie Foster will do against Shakur. Jab to the head, jab to the body, keep his distance, and force Shakur to come inside and then try to catch him with the fucking big counter shot. Dude, I always have a hard time with the 10 spot because I always have to use it for a guy I don't like Tank or Haney. Well, that's especially true right now. I mean, when I talk about my top 10 list, when Ken Shiro was a unified 2-weight champion, it was easy for me to put him top 10, even though John fucking hates the concept of having a Japanese fighter on the list. But him being a 2-weight unified champion was why I had him on the list. That's definitive fucking things that he's done and accomplished. When you think about other fighters that potentially could be on that top 10 list, I know some people got Canelo on that spot because they don't want to drop him off the list, so they put him at number 10. More ceremonial. That's fine if you want to put him there ceremonial, but for me, I'm all about the new. I prefer to put somebody new on the list and not fucking keep an old guy on the list just out of ceremony. I respect the way Shock was grinding to get very good, relevant fighters early on. He was looking like he was going to be average at best, for sure. Took a few losses against mediocre opponents, but definitely has gotten better as he moved forward. John, I don't base any of my predictions on the things you base your things on. Everything I talk about boxing is based on boxing, right? When I picked Bud Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez, I broke it down and told you why. I didn't pick him because he was black like me. When I think that O'Shaquie Foster gives him a tough style, I just told you the same reason I thought certain fighters would give Floyd a tough fucking fight. And why Floyd avoided those fighters. Because that style was just difficult. As a fucking defense counterpuncher, that shit doesn't work for you. You need a come forward fighter that allows you opportunities to fucking counterpunch, right? That's why when we talk about Teo versus Shakur, I don't think for Teo it's a great style matchup because he's a counterpuncher. So how's he going to be effective against fucking Shakur, who's a counterpuncher? That fight could turn out to be really boring and ugly and not that exciting. But it's a great fight. It's a historical matchup. So, you know, we got to get behind it because of that. You put Ken Shiro on the pound for pound list, but refused to put David Benavidez on the list. See, once again, John, Kenshiro not on my list now because he just got beat, but he is moving to his third weight division. You are willing to put David on your list because he's moving to his third weight division. But unlike David, Kenshiro unified at 108 and unified at 112. David is never unified at any fucking division. He ran away from unification at 168, and he's running away from unification now at 175 to go cherry pick Zurdo Ramirez, a guy Dimitri Bivol fucking schooled already. And don't get me wrong, it's a great fight. I mean, I'm not going to hate on the fight getting made, but when people act as if he's doing something great, I'm going to put it in perspective and be honest about it. It's like, come on. Kenshiro becoming a unified champion in 2 divisions, now is moving to his 3rd division. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the Bam Rodriguez fight's going to happen because Bam is getting fucked over by sanctioning bodies. Again, me being consistent, guys like you not. You pick and choose which sanctioning body thing you agree with and which one you disagree with. If you disagree with it, it's racism against black fighters. If you don't feel it's racist, then you fucking roll with it because it's anti somebody you like. I'm consistent. Fuck the sanctioning bodies. Not just because they strip Bud Crawford. Fuck them all the time. David don't deserve it as of now. I got David on my pound for pound list now, right? After beating Anthony Yard, because really I think the bottom half of the pound for pound is weak. Like, what do we have? Crawford, Usyk, Inoue, Bivol. Those 4, you can't put someone above them. Currently Bam, and then under Bam, you know, you could put Haney, you could put Junto, you could put David, right? And obviously you got Shakur. At number 10, I don't know who I have. That spot is vacant. And as I said, if Shakur and Tio wins, I don't have Tio on my list right now, I think they jump over Bam to become top 5. And then it's probably going to be Inoue and Junto are going to fight. So one of them is going to be off the list, depending on how that fight goes as well. I don't have Better Biev currently on my list, but I guess maybe you could put him at number 10 because, you know, obviously his loss wasn't a definitive loss. Edwin De Los Santos gave Shakur hell. Tio is similar and way better than Edwin. So I have a feeling that Tio is close. That Tio is going to beat Shakur. You didn't say that in your prediction, though. You didn't say that in your prediction. You say that now, but your video is still up, and you gave Tio no credit. You talked about Shakur moving up in weight, and you giving him so much credit for that. You give Tio 0 credit, and act like you don't even want to elevate him on the pound for pound list for beating a guy like Shakur. Shakur, unlike Lomachenko, is a world champion. When Devin beat Loma, he wasn't a world champion, and he wasn't unbeaten. Shakur is an unbeaten world champion who's a 3-weight world champion, who's moving to his 4th division. For Tio, that's a far more significant victory than Haney beating Loma, and should be credited like it. But yes, it probably will be a close fight. Is good. You're sleeping on him. Inoue, Crawford, Usyk, Bivol, Better Biev, Bam, Nakatani, Benavidez. But then, David, you're hating on Haney and Shakur. You don't have the Black American fighters on your list. And I think both of them deserve to be on the list over fucking Benavidez every day of the week. All depends on how Tio shows up, 50-50. I also struggle with the 9 spot. Benavidez is a complete bitch if he doesn't fight Bivol. You guys, I mentioned you can rank the top 4 in any order you want. I did say that. Listen to the video. I listened to the video. You basically said that Tio gets no credit for beating Shakur. Shakur gets tons of credit because he's the guy moving up in weight. I forgot about Shakur. He belongs on there. David is almost top 10, but he got to do a bit more. Dude, I admit I forgot about Shakur. And Haney. So who won? I wasn't paying much attention because in truth, I don't think either one of these guys beats Abdullah Mason. I mean, it's a pretty fucking easy fight, to be fair. I think Abdullah Mason fucking stops both of these guys if they both fought in the same day. But I wouldn't mind seeing the Welsh kid winning. I'd like to see him fight the guy Abdullah Mason just beat. That would be a great fight. Haney does not belong in the top 10. Yes, he does. Come on. Devin Haney just became a 3-weight world champion. If David is on the list, Devin Haney is fucking for sure on the list. They potentially are the Mando for Abdullah Mason. The number 1 spot is vacant. The guy Abdullah Mason beat is now listed at number 2. Both of these guys are ranked in the top 6 of the rankings. So obviously the winner of this probably is going to fill that number 1 spot by the WBO rankings. But I would prefer the loser that got beat by Abdullah Mason takes on the winner, because I think he fucking beats both of these guys. Look at what Haney did to get his belts, though. But you can't blame Haney. Like, sure, I think the WBC shit was garbage, but he did beat Kambosos, who was the guy he needed to beat. And then he took on Lomachenko, which was obviously the fight that needed to happen. I don't think he won the fight, but he did take on the fight, so I can't discredit a guy. He didn't duck. He totally took the fight. And it was a competitive fight that, okay, you could feel one guy won, you could feel the other guy won. But obviously he did not get smoked or fucking destroyed. Then he moved up, fought Prograis. Prograis was not the best fighter at 140, but he's definitely a top fighter at the division, even though most people feel he's coming off of a loss. And now he moved up to fight fucking a guy that people were saying potentially was the best fighter at 147. Weak division, that's true. But he still fought the guy, and he fucking beat him convincingly, even though landing 70 punches. I put the receipt in the chat. He lost to Loma, and Norman and Kambosos are trash. I put the receipts. Norman and George are solid, not elite. Yeah, well, that's it. They're elite. They're not elite, but they're solid, and both were world champions, right? If you're going to give other fighters credit for beating champions and unifying, you got to be fucking consistent, like me.
113, all 3. Your winner,
Joe Cordina. Joe Cordina. Oh, the Stockton boy didn't get the win. You know fucking Matchroom is more happy that Cordina won. Hey, Sean, how you been, mate? What's up, bacon and eggs? Welcome. Like, let's look right now. Sam Noakes is number 2. So Sam Noakes versus Joe Cordina, that's a great fight. That's a great fight. And then if that elevates Sam Noakes back to become the mandatory for Abdullah Mason, that's a great fucking opportunity for a rematch. And it's earned, right? Like, everyone thinks that Abdullah Mason-Sam Noakes fight was great. One of the best fights of 2025. So if Sam Noakes knocks out Joe Cordina to become Abdullah Mason's mandatory again, great. Excellent. Who does not want to see fucking Sam Noakes and Abdullah Mason fight again? The first fight was fantastic. I bet on projects to win that. You're forgetting about Andy Cruz. Who's forgetting about Andy Cruz? That has nothing to do with the WBO rankings, John. I'm talking about WBO rankings. The fight is going to be crazy. I think Cruz will be dangerous for Abdullah Mason. Yeah, but let's be honest, John. Abdullah Mason is a top-ranked fighter. Cruz is a matchroom fighter. You should hope Raymond Muratalla wins. Because if Raymond Muratalla wins, then it's going to be a Raymond Muratalla, Abdullah Mason unification fight on Top Rank. So you give Abdullah Mason an opportunity to become a unified fucking champion. If Cruz becomes the winner, they probably won't go that route. Neither, because they got champions they can exploit. Your boy Opataya snapping spines. I want to actually put Opataya in the 10 spot, but him and Zerto haven't fought yet. Yeah, that's why I know Drunk Irishman has Zerto in the top 10. I still have a problem putting Zerto, who was fucking easily dominated by Bivol, in my top 10 list, and the guy who's ducked Opataya. How does he earn? I know John got Zerto on his list, and he's got Opataya on his list, but I know John don't like either one of those fighters. He just put them on the list instead of Junto, even though neither guy is fucking even close to accomplished as Junto Nakatani. But this is just John's fucking hate, Asian hate, that he'll look for any reason not to give a guy credit. Raymond Tall is getting beat. He changed his style to more of a boxer. Yeah, he's becoming a better overall fighter. Whatever happened to Balderas? He's still around. Well, to be fair, Zerto has done quite a bit. What did Zerto do? He moved to 175 after never unifying at 168, just like Benavidez, so I'll be consistent. And then he moved and got fucking destroyed by Bivol. Then he moved up to 1 cruiserweight and never faced a fucking top dude in the division. What did he do? Yeah, he's still around. Balderas just fought like last month, something like that. It wasn't too long ago while Balderas was in the ring. Dortukis' decent win, to be fair. Dortukis has been shot for fucking years, man, and inactive. Like, Dortukis was relevant during the World Boxing Super Series 1 and 2. Since that time, Bradis has retired and got beaten by Jao Pataya, and Usyk has went on to become an undisputed heavyweight world champion twice. So, I mean, come on. He has name recognition. I know John loves that name recognition. Somehow, name recognition means so much. But let's be fucking honest. It's just name recognition. Yeah, you know a guy. So that means I can throw a fucking 45-year-old in the ring, right? And that's somehow relevant. So Pacquiao fighting Barrios, we shouldn't complain about that fight because obviously Pacquiao's got name recognition. But come on, man. We know what it is. It's bullshit. Beat Jesse Hart, Abraham, Val. Yeah, all at 168. He was good wins. I'm not saying they were great, but he's pretty good competition. So you're moving through weight classes. Yeah, he's moved through weight classes, but literally he hasn't beaten any top fighters. The thing I also don't like about Zerto, also he is ducking better BF. Is Zerto ducking better BF? I don't know about that. But everybody, this is your chance to go to the bathroom, get a beer before Pacheco and Sajel gets on. John, how is Dortukis a great win? You wouldn't say Dortukis was a great win for fucking anybody else. Dortukis hadn't been relevant for years, John. You couldn't even tell me who he beat after he got beat by fucking Mario Briedis. And see, Mario Briedis got beat twice by fucking Jao Pataya. He's the guy that fucking beat Dortukis to win the World Boxing Super Series. But go to the bathroom, get your beers. We'll be back in a minute. I'm back. So, John, you should take your family to Vietnam. Vietnam is the new big Asian transfer spot. And obviously, they love Americans after Vietnam and whatnot, even as bizarre as that is. And then I'll let you buy me beers. We can go talk about boxing, and you can buy me beers. Let's do it. Come on, travel. You need to get out of the house. Zurdo avoided Benavidez, so did Benavidez. If someone wanted to put Zurdo top 10, I wouldn't argue. Well, that's Drunk Irishman. Put Opatai at 10 instead, but he hasn't got the opportunity to build an elite resume yet. Yet he beat Mario Bridas, who beat fucking Dortukas. So a much more significant win. But yeah, so here we go. The big fight is starting soon. Pacheco versus Saggio. Yeah, Vietnam is beautiful. And it's really picking up. Actually, it's getting a lot of the tourists that Thailand used to get. Thailand is being overrun by Indians and fucking Russians. So a lot of people are heading towards Vietnam now. So let's go, John. I've been to Vietnam. You can take the kids. There's nice beaches in Vietnam too. And great food. Fucking great food. Vietnam food, Vietnamese food is fucking excellent. Even though the language is kind of fucking annoying. Benavidez fighting Zurdo is a massive fight. I respect David Benavidez for that. Massive. But yet this is just only massive because it's Mexican. And you shit on Mexican not being able to sell. But the only reason this fight's big is because it's Mexican. Like, we already saw Zurdo Ramirez get fucking utterly dominated by Dimitri Bivol. Wasn't even competitive. He beat his ass fucking comprehensively. Big word. Right? So David moves up to cruiserweight and beats him. What exactly does that fucking prove? Ah, there you go. Teal, I got 2 Ring Magazine titles. You got 0. Doesn't Shakur got Ring Magazine from 130 when he was unified champion? He must have that 130-pound title. Oh. Oh.
You mentioned mega fights. It's been a month since Virgil Ortiz beat Eric Saluga. When I call around Eddie, I'm not hearing a lot of momentum at this point for Virgil against Boots. You're on the inside of that. Where are we with that potential mega fight?
We receive phone calls from Golden Boy that tell us they're pushing it, that tell us they're trying to get out of the line. I believe Oscar De La Hoya wants to make the big fights, and this is for me one of the best fights in boxing. It's up there with Shakur against Teofimo, Fury against AJ, Bruce against Ortiz for me is the one to make. So hopefully Virgil Ortiz fights his pen, and we get this made. I don't know what the hold up is. We all had a great.
Well, think about that for the Mexican holiday. Benavidez Zurdo with Boots and fucking Virgil on the undercard. I mean, it's kind of disrespectful it's on the undercard. That could easily be the main event. But nonetheless, who cares when the fight is? Like, it's such a big fight. Why wouldn't you love that shit? That shit's great. I went to Oakland, San Francisco. Many Asians there felt uncomfortable. You're such a fucking weirdo. But you live where fucking everyone's Mexican. But you feel uncomfortable near Asians. Asians who are the least aggressive population in the fucking world. Like, you can go on YouTube and find all the Black Americans that are currently moving to fucking Asia, and specifically currently now a lot of Vietnamese places, and you won't hear them say anything bad at all. Do they have some racial comments? Yes, but not because it's racist. Like Taiwan, people point at you and say you're black, but that's because they never really see black people. So that's the only thing. It's more of interest. They did the same thing for me for fucking 20 years, being the white guy. Opataya 10, actually, yeah, right, the door 2 kiss, not being shit. But you felt uncomfortable. If I went to Oakland, San Francisco, the Asian population would be the last thing that made me feel uncomfortable. It would be fucking the Skid Row homeless fucking vagrant drug users all over the fucking streets and all over the parks that probably make me feel fucking uncomfortable. I know, because I live in Vancouver, and Vancouver is no different than fucking San Francisco. And what makes me uncomfortable is not the Asians. It's the fucking vagrant, fucking homeless drug users all over the streets. Come on, John. Really, the Asians made you feel uncomfortable. Oh my God. See, this just reifies everything I said about you, John. You always preaching this racial shit, but yet you literally need to get out of fucking North America, dude. Like, the only countries you've been to is Mexico and fucking Canada. Like, you would feel more uncomfortable in Mexico than you would in Vietnam. Guaranteed. Because less people are going to try to rob you in fucking Vietnam than they are going to try to rob you in Mexico. Guaranteed. Less fucking drug cartels fucking running around in Vietnam than there are fucking in Mexico. Guaranteed. Both have great beaches. Both have great food. Mexico is obviously much closer, but it's not the cultural experience, man. Come on. Vietnam is fucking great. Thailand, excellent. Philippines, not that developed. Still beautiful, but, you know, with kids and stuff, you know, you got money, so it's not a big deal. You could pay extra to get fucking vans to pick you up and drop you off and everything done. So it's not really expensive. It's pretty cheap, actually, for that kind of service, right from the airport to the hotel. And then they got big hotels. It's just obviously not the tourist destination those other places are. Look at Saggio. He's a fucking monster. Come on, John. You know you're picking Saggio to beat fucking the Mexican. You got to pick the brother. Got to pick the brother to fucking knock out the fucking Mexican fighter. The discrepancy in size is ridiculous. 6'4", 5'8". Like, I'm taller than fucking Saggio by fucking easily 2 inches. 79-inch reach versus 68-inch reach. Fuck me. He is a cheat code, that dude. Yes, he turned down Iglesias, and they walked away, both him and Billy. '23 massive knockout. Asian people won't even fucking talk to you. They won't even bother you. Hold on. I need to get an air fryer fixed. Get ready. My friend's picking it up. Saggio. Yeah, on the European scenes, but yet he's fought nobody that anybody fucking's ever heard of. And how old is he? 34? And he looks every bit 34. I thought black don't crack. That dude must be Cuban. Because he don't look young. All the Draco, the rule on this bit, bad South Central Mexican stuff out the window after that happened. Oh, come on. You're so emotional. Come on, man. It's all fun and games. We all fucking here because we love the sport of boxing. I know John loves to make it about more than that, but when it comes down to it, people that are boxing fans just love boxing, and they just look forward to having people to talk the sport about. That's why we're happy you're here, John. We always like talking about boxing, and the expression, the more the merrier. Can Saggio pull it off? If he fucking beats Pacheco, woo, that's a fucking huge victory. And then maybe we could get them in Billy Saggio fight. So, is there any vacant title on the line for this? Did other sanctioning bodies strip Crawford yet, or is he still fucking the champion in the other 3 divisions? I like Pacheco. I prefer him to fucking Funduro. But yeah, unfortunately, all these dudes, they all move fucking carefully, right? Everybody. Always moving carefully. John, what do you think about fucking Richardson Hitchens capping and ducking fucking Keyshawn Davis? Like, literally, you face off against that guy. You talk such a load shit, and then you go on to sign a contract to fight Jermaine Ortiz. Come on. On that card, fucking January 31st, Shakur versus fucking Tio. If you would have had Richard Hitchens versus Keyshawn Davis, man, that card would have been fucking off the wall. That shit would have been dynamite. Fucking Keyshawn being in position to become a 2-weight world champion. Man, that shit's dynamite. How high does fucking Pacheco pull up his shorts? That dude either has no torso or is all legs. This should be a good fight, though. As I said, I predict Pacheco by uppercut knockout in round 6. What was my prediction, Leak? Where's my prediction? Come on, where is it? I'm misrepresenting myself. Oh, you guys can't see anyway. There you are. Pacheco, round 8. Flores. Oh, I fucking picked Flores to win by split decision. Cocksucker. Machado by 4th round TKO. Clark by 2nd round KO. Popovich split decision. Nicholson by split decision. Usamov, I picked to win split decision. I got that right. Musanov, I got that right. Agrabah, I got that right. Baisaniova, I got that right. Aliev, I got that right. But I got Flores wrong. Hitchens is getting on my nerves. Why is he getting on your nerves? I thought you were a big Richardson Hitchens fan. The problem with all these young black American fighters is they're more busy fucking capping on fucking social media than actually doing something in the ring. And it's not racial. That's just truthful, right? I wish these guys would do what they fucking say they're going to do, because then we would be able to give them a lot more fucking respect and praise. But always fucking blah, 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 blah. And then, again, you're fighting a guy like Jermaine Ortiz. Don't get me wrong. Jermaine Ortiz is a good opponent. But is it a great opponent? Shakur's fighting Tio. You're fighting fucking Jermaine Ortiz. I mean, you could be fighting Keyshawn Davis. You fucking call him out. You get in his face. You start talking loads of shit. And then you fight Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz never been a champion. Jermaine Ortiz is no Keyshawn Davis.
I said the time has come.
Good, time has come. I'm ready. Of the world to the 4 corners of this ring.
In Stockton, California. The fight
Starts now. Nothing is as good as let's get ready to rumble. It's too bad that expression is fucking gone. Hitchens is a world title fight, John. I know you love Frank Martin, but Frank Martin got nothing. Hitchens is a world champion. Why would Keyshawn Davis chase him as opposed to a world champion? Oh my God. You're going to watch De Los Santos instead of Pacheco. What's wrong with you? You don't even know who he's fighting. Hitchens easily beats Ortiz. Wrong style.
24 fights, 24 victories with 18 wins coming my way of knockout. Proudly fighting out of his home of South Central Los Angeles, California. Here's the reigning, defending, undefeated, and hard-hitting WBC USA and WBO International Super Middleweight Champion, Diego
Pacheco. So how much people fill this stadium in Stockton? How big is the capacity crowd? I mean, it looks like a good crowd, but I'm just curious of the numbers. Because that's the thing with these Mexican fighters, right? Mexican Americans. They can do fights like this against opponents like this, make good money. What's the onus for them to do something more dangerous? If they can make a couple $1 million or like $1 million, a little more than $1 million for fights like this, why not? But here we go. Sajao. Nobody knows anything about you. We just know you have a good knockout record and you're fucking from France, which means nothing. Phone gonna die. Peace out, boys. Phone? Why on your phone? Aren't you watching the fight on TV? God bless you, Sean and Lily. Jesus Christ is the Lord. Thank you, Hollow Ninja, for your generous contribution. We appreciate it. Since I'm spending $16,000 or $500 to fix my computer right now. Every cent benefits. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Here we go. Round one. Later, John. Pacheco is going to just stick that jab out. It's going to be hard for Sergio to get into range. That short motherfucker. I would have preferred to see Sergio versus Mbili, the best fighter out of France. That, especially with the style matchup, would have been a far more intriguing matchup, in my opinion. And to be honest, I might actually prefer to see Pacheco face Iglesias, stylistically. Sergio throwing the big right hand to the body, getting on the inside. Rabbit punches. This fight's pretty much going exactly how we would expect. Pacheco using his jab, keeping the distance. Sergio trying to get under to land shots to the body. Trying to frustrate the shorter French fighter. One French fighter upset the apple cart by beating Jaime Munguia. Could Sergio do that now? Maybe that's the fight they should have done. Sergio versus that kid, the French guy. What's his name? I can't remember his name, but the guy that Jaime Munguia beat. Oh, that's the uppercut. I expect that uppercut to be big. Nice hook to the body from Pacheco. Good round for Pacheco. Holland Ninja, thank you very much. Bud Crawford on the cover of Forbes. Go ahead, bro. Nice. He was also in Dubai last night. No one except you is talking about the Inui card. Really? I'm sure people will start talking about it once it gets closer to the date. But imagine that. Why wouldn't you be talking about fucking Inui? That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, that card is fucking great. I already talked about how the Japanese Lomachenko was sparring with Shushu to prepare for his opponent. I mean, you can't get much better fucking sparring than that. In with Shushu Carrington. Nice. Here we go, round 2. See if Sajel can do anything different. He needs to double up his jab, get in this inside and fucking hit that body. Throwing out one jab ain't the word. Step in, double jabs. You jump in with hooks. You know, I don't know how much success you're going to have with that. See, like, you look at Pacheco, he's an outboxer who fights behind his jab, but he still fucking lets his hands go, right? He's moving around the ring. He's clinching on the inside, same as Devin Haney. The difference is he's throwing combinations and he's throwing fucking more punches. I guarantee you, if this fight goes past 7 rounds, he's going to fucking land far more than 70 fucking punches. Guarantee. Guarantee. That was a nice right hand from Sajel. Oh, I like that punch. The straight right hand. That's an effective punch for Sajel. A little longer, your head's down, straight down the pipe. But that's it. Sajel got to make this fight physical. Sajel's got good defense. The way he covers up, he's not giving fucking too much space. Those long arms, covers his torso very well. And he's got no neck, so his chin is tucked really well as well. You can understand why he's a tough guy to beat. It's like punching a turtle. Nice jab to the gut. That's going to open up that big bomb and right hand to the head, to the temple. Maybe that's going to be the punch that knocks him out. Right hand to the temple. Round 2 is in the book. So far, easy work for the Mexican kid. See, wasn't that pleasant of John coming over and saying hello? We are such an accommodating community of boxing fans. That's what I appreciate about you guys. We don't have the usual trolls here pushing racial narratives. So literally, there's been none of that fucking going on at all. Only when trolls bring stuff up do people respond to it. When you just have normal boxing conversations, here you go. So round 3. So far, nobody's landed anything significant, but I definitely think the Checos won the first 2 rounds pretty conclusively. controlling distance, using his jab, throwing combinations, holding on the inside, not letting Saggio get comfortable. Look at that. 5-punch combination. Boom, 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 boom. Nice right hand to the rib cage from Saggio. Pacheco throwing Saggio into the corner, bullying him, show that I'm strong. Uppercut, uppercut, uppercut. It's heating up a little bit. My overhead fan sounds like it's going to fall fucking off the roof. More holding than I would like. Oh, the big left hand just clipped Pacheco. Not enough, but things to come. That's a big shot. You got to give Saggio credit. He's game. He's hungry. He's coming to win. Can Pacheco land something significant on this kid to make him think twice about coming in so aggressively? Round 3's in the books. Pacheco up 3-0. De Los Santos wins. First round KO. Exactly, I told you. He's fighting a nobody. It was like a fucking waist fight, bum fight. Atoma versus Franklin. That should be a good fight. January 24th. Hollow Ninja, thank you very much. Just imagine these fights on one card. Bivol Beterbiev, Virgil Boots, Laura Adamus, Bam Taraji, and whoever else. Make it happen. Turkey, please. Well, I think the Bivol Beterbiev fight's going to happen for the Aiba, the Russian promoter that we saw last night. But Virgil and Boots definitely could happen. Laura Adamus is a PBC fight, so I don't know if that happens. Bam Taraji. Bam obviously is going to be fucking stripped of his title in one of the things, so Undisputed is off the cards for him, so that's probably unlikely. It looks like he's going to move up to bantamweight, which is okay. You move to bantamweight, and maybe we can get a fucking Ioka unification fight. Ioka is going to be fighting at 118, trying to become a 5-weight world champion. So if he becomes a 5-weight world champion, that shit would be significant. He wants to fight Inui's brother. So if he beats Inui's brother, then we can get Bam fighting him. That would be a great fight. I still think Bam beats Ioka, but nonetheless, it's still significant victory for Bam, and shows you fucking, what these Japanese fighters are about. Even as underdogs, still taking on the tests. Come on, dudes, stop fucking around. Who's Schmo? The Schmo and Mike Coppinger announcing team. Who's Schmo? Are you talking about this fight? Because I don't know who's announcing. Oh, YouTuber.
At times, this is turning into kind of an amateur wrestling shoulder bumping drill. Here's from the audience here in Stockton. The uglier this fight is, the prettier it is for Kevin Sanchez.
Well, that's true. Saggio needs to make it ugly. But then this turns it into much more of a Devin Haney-esque type of fight. Nice body work from Pacheco. Nice jab. I think that inside uppercut, that's the shot. Come on, Pacheco. I mean, you got to give it to Saggio. At least he's fucking trying, but yeah, he's not winning any of these cards. Usually follows MMA events. He's on the Badu Jack card. Schmo is on the Badu Jack card. Schmo. To Schmo or not to Schmo? You can't blame fucking Saggio. He's coming forward, right? He's pushing the pressure. And obviously he wants to fight on the inside. Pacheco doesn't. So Pacheco's wrapping him up, tying him up, trying to kill his momentum, which is exactly what you would have expected. Bonjour, comment ça va? Ça va bien. Merci. Et tout? Round 5. I got Pacheco up 4 rounds to 0. Saggio is pressing, but he's just not having much success. He's not really utilizing a jab too much. He's mostly throwing hooks, but most of those hooks are missing or being blocked or not really landing that clean, that flush. But there you go. That was a good right hand. Pacheco mostly fucking landing jabs and combinations and then tying them on the inside. Punches landed so far. 35 punches landed from Pacheco. 35. That's halfway to Devin Haney. Oh, nice right hand from Saggio. Nice right hand from Saggio again. Those sweeping hooks. I think Saggio, his whole game plan is just to break Pacheco down and hopefully try to stop him late in the fight. Can he do it? Can he put enough pressure on him to tire him out, break him down, and eventually land some big shots late in the fight? That is the question. And Pacheco, does he have the power to fucking hurt Saggio? So far, he hasn't shown that, so we don't know what to expect. Good body work from Pacheco, digging in. Nice right hand from Saggio. It's an ugly fight, but I don't think that's a surprise. Tall versus short. That's why I said I would have preferred to see Sergio fight than Billy. Two short, aggressive, come forward fighters. That shit would have been fucking exciting. What happened to my friend? Is he coming? I said 12 o'clock. It's after 12, man. So round 5. That round was a little more effective for Sergio. He landed quite a few more clean shots. So maybe we could give Sergio the 5th round. So 4-1. I still think Pacheco's winning, but, you know, let's try to give some love. How good was the Gassiev left hook? Ooh, that was nice. Short, sweet, nice left hook. That fucking body punch thing right there, that was great. So I don't know. Maybe Pacheco did win that 5th round too. I got to watch that. Heard it was devastating. It was short, crisp, not a lot on it. Just a beautiful fucking short left hand. Right on the fucking button. Boom. And the dude just rolled up on himself with a big smile on his face because he knew, fuck. Round 6. Good left to the body from Pacheco. I think more of those body shots, that's the way to go. Fucking Sergio's a fucking beast, though. Oh, did he stumble or did he get hurt? Short little right hand. Catch him coming in. That's the thing with Sergio. It's hard to hit him clean, right? His chin. Oh, look. Fucking Coppinger agreed with me. His chin is tucked. He's got those high shoulders and no neck. There's not a lot to hit. That's why I say fucking dig into that body. Split that guard. Oh, that fucking left right hand uppercut came from fucking left field. That shit was a Navarrete type of fucking hook. Pacheco's looking like he's getting gassed. Round 6 in the bag. 5 rounds to 1 for Pacheco. What are you guys seeing? Obviously, it's not the most exciting fight. Overall, this card hasn't been that great. The fight before, mediocre. The fight before that wasn't bad. Obviously, Tito did what he had to do, got an impressive knockout win. against a marginal opponent. Overall, I would say this card is probably a 6 out of 10. But let's see if one of these guys can salvage the day by getting a spectacular knockout and elevate it to an 8. Liverpool with a big win last night. That was good to see. Beautiful. Excellent. So John's going to move to fucking Ghana. I don't know what a lot of these black American dudes thinking that somehow Ghana is going to be some great place to live. As I said, just because you're the same color, culturally, it's not fucking the same. Food ain't the same. Culture ain't the same. Fucking the what is it? Social economical system fucking ain't the same. So even if Ghana is still a very good country with good social economic situation, lots of work and business, man, it ain't fucking the States. You just might want to relocate to a better part of the US as opposed to move to fucking Africa. Like, if you just want a summer home, like I know a lot of people bought homes in South Africa, especially like 20 years ago when it was super fucking cheap. You could buy beach homes right on the coast of South Africa, and it was really cheap and affordable. My friend bought a house. He was working as a teacher in Hong Kong and was dating a South African girl, and they ended up buying a beach house in South Africa, right? Plumbing ain't the same. Nothing's the same. Electricity. I mean, I live in Asia. Let me just give you some example. There's no way Ghana is fucking even close to being as friendly to live and what's the word I'm looking for? Just accessible as where I live in Taichung, in Taiwan. Like, I can walk anywhere I need to go right now to get anything I need. I don't need to drive far to get something. Everything is walking distance. I literally live in the middle of the fucking city, big giant department store, fucking walking distance from my house, actually 2 of them, you know, multiple parks, tons of restaurants and bars, grocery stores, 3 of them within walking distance, a million fucking 7-Elevens. Like, you know, anything I need is walking distance from my house. Even my school, it's a little farther. It's a little outside of that group. It's in a different part of the city in Nantuan. But I could walk to my school in 20 minutes, right? Ghana's not going to be like that. But even living in Taichung, still some things are just inconvenient, right? When you need to get shit done, like fix my motorcycle, change a battery, there's a million scooter shops in the neighborhood, but none of them are going to fix a big motorcycle, right? So you got to go to a specialized shop. Who knows where they are? Fucking, it's aggravation. People speak different language, right? You know, it's just not easy to do simple things. In fucking Africa, it's even fucking more different. Africa, if you don't know, there's no word for maintenance in most African dialects, most African countries. So one of the big problems they have in Africa is maintaining stuff. That's why when NGOs spend millions of dollars building infrastructure, that's what I was trying to say, infrastructure, it usually falls apart, breaks down because it's not maintained consistently. Taiwan is the opposite. Maintenance is not a problem. But in Africa, maintaining shit is a real fucking issue. You're not going to be nearly as convenient. You're going to have to drive everywhere you have to go. Yeah. Like, where are you going to live in? Accra? Fucking Accra. Let me ask AI how living in Accra is. I'm thinking about moving to Accra, Ghana. I'm just curious about things I need to know. Round 8. So far, every round is fucking identical. So what do they say? Friendly, social. Ghanas are known for warmth, hospitality, fast-growing city. Accra is busy, energetic, expanding quickly. English is the official language, which makes daily life much easier. Cultural mix, strong local traditions, visible expats, and a diaspora community. I don't know what diaspora means. Easy to get long-term visas, residence permits, often tied with work. Bureaucratic, expect paperwork and patience. So paperwork, patience. Many expats are local immigrant agents to speed things up. There you go. In Taiwan, to be fair, that's not a problem. I literally went to the health ministry to change my health card. There was a special fucking gate for foreigners, so I didn't even have to line up. I just went in directly and was directed straight to the foreign fucking place where the only person who speaks English works. Same for taxes. Taxes, I don't need to wait, line up. I literally go to fucking one queue where it's for the foreign expat community to go to get their taxes done. Usually, maybe there's one person in front of me already being served. Super efficient, super fast, not a lot of aggravation. And as far as medical, doctors, dental, I don't know. Maybe Ghana is very good, but I'm not sure. Medical in Taiwan, super good, better than Canada, obviously far better than the US. Not very expensive. Now the fight's turning into a bit more of a war. Pacheco looks more tired, and Saggio is picking it up. Is he picking it up? Come on, Saggio. Put those hands together. Combination punches. Why initiate that clinch? You fucking were winning on the outside with the jab. Just keep peppering with the jab. This is definitely not the kind of performance that's going to win David over. David is still not going to be a Pacheco fan after today. Round 8 in the fucking book. At the end of the day, it's going to be potentially an easy victory for Pacheco, but definitely not a star-making kind of performance. Oh, you finally respond. Just finished, park the truck. You wanting what? What? Nap. What am I, a senior fucking citizen? Is that a knockdown? I missed it. Oh, fucking knockdown. Oh, finally, one of those fucking shots got in. Did they give him a 10 count? So round 9, 10-8 round? Or was that the 8th round? What did I miss? I don't think he was hurt so much as he was mostly just caught off balance. But nonetheless, a big shot landed. Now you got to dig in, Pacheco. Fucking show the dog. Push him off and fucking land. Push him off with one arm, fucking throw the uppercuts with the other. Boom, boom. Push him off with your shoulder and then fucking hit him with those uppercuts. Oh, got caught by a right hand. Yes, he's definitely tiring out, getting hit a little bit more now. With fucking 10, 11, 12, 3 rounds to go after this round. Championship rounds, man. Gonna test your heart. You know, Sergio, that's what he's been trying to do. Tire you out, make it ugly, beat you up, and eventually, hopefully, land a Gassiev left hand. Fucking Eddie looks shaken. Eddie's concerned. Come on, you can't lose, Pacheco. You got to beat this fucking kid. This was supposed to be an easy fucking fight against a one-dimensional opponent. And look at the crowd. Quiet. Concerned. This is when you got to show what fucking kind of heart you got, Pacheco. That's it. Dig in there. Fucking hit that body. Break that motherfucker in two. He's tired too. So, who's more effective? Don't be swinging at the head. Keep it fucking short and crisp. Not wide where you're fucking open for counters. So, I thought Pacheco did very well after in that round. So, I think it's still a 10-8 round, obviously, with the knockdown. But that's 2 rounds for Sergio, and still fucking 7 rounds for Pacheco. Pacheco just needs to last the last 3 rounds to win this fight in my books. Did you hear anything about the death of the YouTuber named Leo Longevity over there? It happened in Pattaya about 1 or 2 years ago. Well, there's always deaths in Asia with YouTubers, but generally it has to do with people inside their fucking groups, right? Like usually it's that kind of stuff. Or they're just fucking around with the wrong type of people, right? Gangsters and stuff like that. And, you know, bringing too much heat on themselves. One of the things that's really happening is a lot of fucking girls are being kidnapped and sort of put into brothels. A lot of Asian popular YouTubers and social media TikTokers disappear. And then, you know, apparently that's a big thing throughout Asia. But it's always more difficult as a woman to travel the world. As a man, as long as you're not a fucking douche. Oh, heating up. You want to control fucking the distance, man. Not let Sergio fucking open up on you. I use that shoulder, fucking bounce him off. The guy was from Canada. Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Usually what happens is these guys fucking have somebody in their circle, or they're just fucking with the wrong people and making sure that they are too much out there, right? Because everybody is on social media and everyone has their phone out taking videos. What makes you stand out? The crowd is concerned. It was the 8th round the knockdown happened. Okay. So I missed that. But yeah, 3 rounds to go. Seven rounds to 2. Pacheco ain't winning no fans after today's performance. David's going to be fucking aggro. You got to wonder if Pacheco's power is really that relevant at this weight class, or if maybe he wouldn't be better moving up to 175. Because being a tall dude like him, putting on that extra muscle may make him more effective. Oh, Lily, you're so cute. Who's a good girl? Excessive holding by Pacheco, the referee should have warned him. Yeah, but a lot of that holding is also initiated from Saggio when he gets on the inside. But yeah, that's why I said it's like a Devin Haney fight. Control the distance behind your jab and then hold on the inside. Now we're coming to the championship rounds. That shit's going to be tough. Round 11 and 12. If Saggio's going to do something, he's going to come out hard, aggressive. You need to fucking turn him. Round 11. I think it's 8 rounds to 2 with 1 knockdown. So far, Pacheco's shown that he has no ability to fucking hurt Saggio. And I think that's been the biggest problem. He's had chances to beat him off, but he just hasn't been able to fucking make an impact. Can you stop fucking with my shoe? And he keeps getting countered by those right hands. All the body work he's put in hasn't fucking really slowed Saggio down at all. But he's definitely had a lot of positive fucking body shots. My prediction for a uppercut KO definitely is falling on deaf ears. Come on, fucking get that guy. Turn him and hit him. That turn is good, but throw punches when you turn him. Turn him. Got him on the ropes. Fucking lean in him. Oh, there. That was a nice uppercut. There you go. Get him another one of those. Oh, nice uppercut. Speared him. Got caught by a fucking right hand, but nonetheless. Oh, nice right hand. Landed some good, clean fucking shots, Pacheco. That's it. Turn him. Fucking there you go. Oh, what a fucking big combination. Oh, yeah. That's it. That's it, Pacheco. Now uppercut. Yeah, you got him leaning. Catch him. Oh, come on. Get him with that uppercut. Make me a fucking soothsayer. Let's go. Let's do it. That was a good round. That combination was effective. That definitely had fucking Manio backtracking. That's the only time really in the fight that he's really had that much of an impact, where he kind of stunned him and had him fucking moving backwards, retreating. Good bounce back round for Pacheco. Now come out and fucking, who's winning? How 38% of people say fucking Saggio's winning? Come on, man. Like, in no world is Saggio winning this fight. Literally. Like, I could understand you thinking that Pacheco hasn't been that fucking stellar or that impressive, but to think Sergio's winning the fight? Really? Do you know anything about fucking boxing? The savage Sajao. That was the sweet fucking punch combinations. See, right there, already fucking I know he landed more punches than Devin Haney landed. Round 12. This is it. Let's see who's fucking more determined. Come on, Pacheco. This is when you let fucking everything fucking on the line. Make a statement. You scored a 12th round knockout. They gave Pacheco a 10-8 round in the fucking 11? Get real. Really? Come on, Chris Mannix. Nobody's going to give Pacheco a fucking 10-8 round on a round he didn't fucking even score a knockdown. The ref didn't fucking have to do anything. Come on. Cappinger. That should be his fucking name. Cappinger. That was some bullshit from Cappinger. But he's definitely got Sergio on his back foot now. It took fucking 10 rounds and getting dropped for him to fucking finally get Sergio to start moving backwards. Nice uppercut. Sergio's gassed. Turn. Bump him off with your shoulder. Hit that uppercut. Good left to the body. Come on, another good left to the body. Come on, dig that shit in there. Come on. Oh, nice right hand. Let's do it. $40 seconds to go. Try to end with a fucking big flurry. Send this guy back to France. Oh, dig him. Ten seconds to go. Let's go. Fight's over. It was a good, rugged fight from Sergio. He's got nothing to feel disappointed about. He's a warrior. Unfortunately, I mean, you're fighting a dude who's got fucking a 10-inch reach advantage over you. It's the first elite fighter on your resume. Pacheco. Holding way too much, but against short opponents like that, it's to be expected, right? No surprise at all. Oh, who just died at 60 years old? The actor. You know the actor that played in The Mask? The villain from The Mask? He just died, 60 years old. I think my buddy's here. for him? Oh yeah. Later. What are you doing, Lily? I picked you up and you're freaking out. Come on, you crazy biatch. Get up there. What are they saying?
He's still undefeated. WBC Silver International Super Middleweight Champion.
Is that Pacheco's skanky wife?
Diego Pacheco picks up the unanimous decision victory. Not exactly the look of excitement on his face right now, Sergio, and it was a bit of a mixed reaction from the audience here as well.
115, 112 with too close for comfort.
I don't know how it's 115, 113.
I can see why Pacheco's not satisfied. There's a little smirk coming from him, just being relieved, but he needs to get better. He needs to find a way to get back to his knockout ways because this is not the way he needs to be going. The trajectory he needs.
But listen to this guy. It's not easy to knock a guy out, especially a dude like him.
Well, Diego, congratulations. You stay undefeated. You knew this was going to be a physical fight. Was it the fight you expected out there?
Yeah, definitely the fight I expected. Kevin Sanders is here for a reason. He's a great fighter, great warrior. But, tonight I proved that, I'm built for this, and whatever style comes my way, I'll be ready to handle it.
You seem to be in control of the first few rounds, operating behind that jab, keeping him at the distance. He seemed to be able to break that distance in those middle rounds. What changed for you in the middle of this fight?
Just adjusting. He was coming in with his head a lot, and his head was staying on my chest, so it was a little difficult for me to work in there. But making adjustments to the rounds, my corner guided me through the fight. We made good adjustments, and we came out with the win.
We haven't seen you on the deck before as a professional. What were you thinking when you got knocked down?
It's just part of the sport. It never happened to me ever in my life, but I always mentally prepared for whenever it did happen. It's part of the sport. I knew one day it was a possibility that it happened, and he kind of caught me while I was throwing the punches off balance. So I wasn't hurt or anything. It was just off balance, knocked down. But I got back up. I was good to go, and I kept fighting.
Finished the fight pretty strong, sort of creating more of that distance. What was the finish like for you?
I'm a guy who I usually win the rounds pretty clearly, so I knew the rounds were a little close, so I just knew I had to pick it up a little bit, and that's what I did. I picked it up and made sure we came out with the W.
You're a young guy, still learning, working with a new trainer, full-time.
Pacheco landed more punches than Haney. He threw flurries. He's a more exciting fighter than fucking Haney. I'll say that about him.
For sure, we'll be back in the gym working and making sure we clean up some of those little flaws.
You're improving and a young guy.
And he got up after getting knocked out and didn't fucking look like he was a fish out of water.
Connected to you over the last couple of weeks. What's the name that you're looking for next year?
I think the fight that interests me the most right now is Jaime Munguia. He's a great fighter, a great Mexican warrior.
Jaime Munguia.
That's the fight I'm missing right now to really get to that stardom.
Sounds like a pretty good LA fight to me.
Yes, sir. Back home in LA, I know all the fans would love that fight in LA. And, it's all up to my team, Lady Hearn, and my promotion to make that happen.
Congratulations, Jake.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.
Andy, we'll turn to you. Let's start with the performance from Diego. What did you think?
You know what? So many box ticks tonight. He's 24 years old. Nobody wants to fight Kevin Saggio. He's a nightmare. You saw that. He got dropped. He come back. He nearly stopped Saggio at the back end of the fight. He'll learn so much from that. I think he can be better. I think he knows that. But sometimes you've got to have nights at the office like that where you come through the other side. And, a lesser fighter, a lesser man, with lesser heart and lesser ability would have got beat tonight. But at 24 years of age, I think this guy solidifies himself as one of the future of the 168-pound division. He's right. He needs that big fight now because he's ticked all the boxes. Steve Nielsen, Trevor McCumbee, Kevin Saggio. Where else do you go? So for me, and listen, sometimes I was sitting there saying to the guys, sometimes you get dropped. Those guys, all of a sudden, that might not have taken the fight before, might decide they want to take the fight. And to Shiraz, particularly Jaime Munguia, that's a fight that would fill up the stadium in Los Angeles. That's the fight we really want. He's done all the apprenticeship you need. He's ticked all the boxes. Time to roll the dice. in a big fight for Diego Pacheco. He deserves it. He got off the deck tonight, came back strong and beat a very good fighter.
I know you've had some conversations with Munguia's team. How realistic is that for next year?
So you can't make someone fight. At the end of the day, if you want the challenge, if you want to get paid, if you want to roll the dice in a big fight on a big night, let's do it. But we're not limited to Jaime Munguia. Like I said, there's Hamza Shearer's out there as well. There's Charlo.
Berlanga.
You know, there's loads of fighters at 168 pounds. I just feel that as a promoter, when you got Diego Pacheco from South Central LA, you got Jaime Munguia, who's a tremendous Mexican fighter. We can bring a big fight to Los Angeles, and I believe it's time.
Appreciate that.
Cheers.
All right, one more thing for Diego.
Man, real quick, I just want to thank Stockton for the love, support ever since I got here. We got received us with open arms, and you know, I want to say I appreciate everyone who made it out tonight from LA, from all over the country. You know, thank you guys for the support. And you know, I want to give a big shout out to my guardian angels up in heaven. You know, my brother Manuel Pacheco, who's you know, my guardian angel, keeping me safe and prepared every fight. And also.
Okay, guardian angel. Oh my God, stop. Pacheco is 3 years younger than fucking Devin Haney. But what about these fuckboys all over social media? Oh, what happened? What's going on with the world when you get all this kind of bullshit? I think every fucking man needs to be louder about the rights of women. Oh my God. Like, that's why every role he's in now, he plays a second tier fucking character to the woman in the fucking role. He is looked at like a fucking clown and a joke where the women are fucking highlighted and elevated, right? But this is the kind of fucking white liberal that's killing fucking Christian countries around the world. Women and fucking dudes like him. Nobody's fucking not giving fucking women rights. Women in countries you live in have more rights than anywhere fucking ever. Most of them fucking make more money than the men they date. They fucking have every opportunity to get bank loans and do whatever the fuck they want, travel the world. Nothing is holding women back today. So stop, man. Like, fucking, what's wrong with these people? Like, every role this guy gets now, he's fucking looked at as like a clown. That's his role. Big, strong, oafish fucking clown. And then the women are highlighted. All men are fucking downplayed and diminished. Like, tell me a fucking male role right now where a man is not fucking kind of emasculated, right? But women's rights. What about fucking men's rights? When are we going to have men's rights? Now transgendered fucking have more rights than men. Fucking you're pushing immigrants over fucking people that are from the country, men. Oh my God, stop, man. Fucking women's rights. Give me a fucking break. What a fucking clown. Clown. Dude's a fucking clown. Like, I can't believe somebody's going over social media pushing that kind of fucking bullshit. Where are women not getting fucking rights? In Christian countries. Tell me which Christian country doesn't give women fucking rights. Right now in England, women are losing their rights to fucking Muslim immigrants, where they can get raped and fucking assaulted and abused, and the guy doing it gets nothing happening. And then if you call him a fucking name, then you go to jail. That happened because someone just called a guy a faggot that like sexually molested her, and she fucking went to jail for calling him a faggot. Whereas him molesting her, he's fine. Silly the Dream needs to run it back with Daddy Ryan. Well, and we know that fight's going to get made. That's what they're pushing for, right? Right now, they're looking forward to Ryan fighting Barrios. If he's able to win that, they're probably going to go for fucking Conor Benn. And if he beats Conor Benn, then obviously the Devin Haney fight would be the next best thing. But as you can see, Ryan Garcia has other options. Devin Haney right now, I don't know what other options he has. Sorry, but that's probably true. In the world of Roy Jones, Haney made Norman look like a nobody. Because Norman was a nobody. You can't tell me one legitimate name on fucking Brian Norman's resume. Not one. Go tell me one fucking legitimate name on his resume. Just one. You can't because there are none. This guy was hyped based on knocking out bums, not based on actually beating top-level competition. Taking all your stock out on fucking Pacheco. Pacheco's still only 24 years old, man. I think the Jaime Munguia fight would be a good fight. Norman beat elite undefeated Santillan. Now you're lying. Nobody ever fucking called Santillan fucking elite, ever, in his fucking existence. But you can say these things because it only exposes you as a clown and a fanboy. Because nobody was saying that. You weren't saying that. When Santillan beat fucking Rocha, not once in any fucking comment you ever made did you fucking list Santillan as fucking elite. Never. And before Norman beat Santillan, you weren't even talking about Brian Norman Jr. at all. So please stop. Like, dudes like you are so fucking easy to expose because you're just fucking fanboys. And you like it. You like being a fanboy, which is fucking gay as fuck, but okay. Suit yourself. Who am I to judge? I wouldn't say Santillan is elite. Good, but not elite. Sant is good, but not elite. Still a good win for Norman. Sean, what year was Santillan elite? Never. But you make that sound like it's a problem for Ryan. Ryan losing to Rolly Romero doesn't hurt Ryan Garcia. Now Ryan's going to fight Mario Barros for a world title and get paid huge amounts of money in a fight that's going to get fucking tons of views. The only guy that lost out on Ryan being beat by Rolly is your fighter, fucking Devin Haney, because now he's got no pay-per-view opponent to fight. Right? So Ryan losing to Rolly didn't cost him the bag. It cost Devin Haney the bag. I don't think Pacheco is better than Shiraz, to be honest. That's close. That's close. They both have vulnerabilities for sure. Ryan got to beat Mario and unify. Ryan don't need to do shit. Ryan could fight fucking Barrios, lose, and you'll still get a fucking Conor Ben fight and still make millions of dollars. Sean, does Christian and Billy beat Pacheco? After this fight, I think he does. I think his pressure would be too much for Pacheco. Haney ruined their rematch by suing. Exactly. That's probably more to the truth. Badu Jack. I don't give a fuck about Badu Jack. Who's Badu Jack fighting? The dude that he had a draw with? I mean, that was a garbage ass fight fucking before. I think Noel fucking is going to beat him. I hope he knocks him out. Because the last thing I need to do is be talking about fucking Badu Jack. There's the man. Keyshawn. I changed my entire team. Everybody that I used to work with, I don't work with anymore. Everything is different. Everybody got deleted. It's a whole new team, a whole new system. Yeah, but to be fair, Keyshawn, the only problem with your team was you. You were the one that missed weight and fucked shit up. Not your team. Oh. Yummy. Keyshawn not with Bomac anymore. Apparently not. Apparently he left. He still was working with Shakur Stevenson, sparring with him, so he's still friendly and involved, right? But I guess he just felt it was time to move in a different direction. That's adorable. I cannot imagine my dog doing that. Here you go. A dog dressed up like a penguin sliding down the ice. If I put Lily there, she would fucking lose her shit. Ryan deserves to be sued. He broke the rules. No, it just shows Devin Haney's a fucking bitch, really. Never in boxing history has anyone done that before, and many people have broken the rules. Yup, you just confirmed you're a 304. We always knew fucking silly ass Lomachenko was a fucking 304. That shit's long been fucking confirmed. Long been confirmed. And dudes like him seem like they're fucking excited about it, happy about it. That shit don't make no sense to me. Ryan gonna cook Haney? Well, in all honesty, Devin Haney should beat Ryan Garcia like he should have beat him the first time. Devin Haney is a better boxer than Ryan Garcia. The fact that he continued to get hit by left hands against fucking Ryan Garcia, who was out of shape, fat, fucking unmotivated, and still got dropped fucking multiple times, that's the question you got to ask yourself. Ryan versus Barrios will do better numbers than Haney versus Norman. Guaranteed. Guaranteed it will do better numbers. And Ryan will land fucking more than 70 punches in the fight. Unless he knocks the guy out fucking super early. Pacheco looked bruised up. Oh. It was a war. But don't worry, you got paid good money. Sometimes when a guy got your number, ain't nothing you can do. That's true. That's true. But I don't know if Ryan got his number. Because, in all honesty, those guys fought each other so much. The dark-haired girl is so cute. And she's fucking a great chess player. That's why she's famous. Because she's one of the best female chess players in the world. She can teach me chess anytime. A British pensioner with stage 3 cancer and severe asthma has been fined £250 for littering after spitting out a leaf which blew into his mouth. So a leaf blew into his mouth, he spit it out and got fined. Only in fucking the UK. You can't make this shit up. He appealed and had to pay $150. How are you littering when it's fucking a leaf and there's leaves all over the ground? I'd be like, get fucked. Oh, this is going to be good. I don't know if you guys are hockey fans, but Colorado is going to, I don't think they're going to use these jerseys all the time, but they're going to at least wear them one time. The Nordique, Quebec Nordique's uniform. Nice. NHL approves as request to wear Nordique's jersey versus the Canadians. Nice. Versus the Canadians. Ooh, hi, baby. Oh, see, another fucking white liberal fucking dumbass. So this dude's wife just had a black kid, and she claims it's because of their ancestors. No, you dumb motherfucker. It's because she fucked a black dude behind your back and got pregnant. And now you're going to be taking care of that kid forever. Just do a fucking DNA test. That's all you got to do. And you'll find out there's zero fucking of your DNA in that kid. And then you can tell that ugly bitch to kick rocks and fucking get out of there. Quick. Get out of there quick, buddy. The kid's dark-skinned. Like, come on, man. You're a fucking simp. People are stupid. I can understand he's not a good-looking guy, so he probably never gets pussy, but what does this woman say? An American woman is drawing attention online after claiming her baby is unusually dark-skinned because of ancestral heritage. In a viral video, she insists the child's complexion comes from generations back on one side of the family, sparking discussions about genetics, skin tone, and how heritage influences appearance. Experts say the skin color is determined by complex genetics, not a simple family story, and that lighter-skinned parents can have darker-toned child due to how genes mix and match. The post had divided viewers, which praised her confidence and others question the science behind her claim. What do you think? She's a cheating bitch. This is also a problem. Remember when the NBA got rid of fucking do-rags and dressing like a hood rat to dress up in suits and dress up nice? Now they're pushing that shit once again, talking about players cutting their fucking dreads off to look less ghetto. I'd be like, get fucked. Why would I have to cut my hair? I'm a fucking grown-ass man. NBA will ban dreads to make the league look less ghetto. Fuck me, less ghetto. Like, this is the same league that fucking had Black Lives Matter shit all over the place, and now they're going to do this once again, doing less ghetto. Man, if I was black community, I'd be all over that shit and be like, if one fucking player is forced to cut their hair, we will never fucking buy a ticket for a fucking NBA game again. That's how less ghetto you will be. Ryan will need clenbuterol to catch Haney, not Austrine. Machado, we know the dream will run this time. Which team was the Hartford Whalers? What team did they move to? Because they changed the colors of the jerseys. It used to be green. Fuck. Who was it? What team did the Hartford Whalers turn into? I think Barrios is going to beat Ryan Garcia, but I don't think it matters. Connor Benn and him will still fight for big money. Carolina Hurricanes. Yeah, they changed the green, right? So that's why it was hard to fucking remember. The Carolina Hurricanes. Dev and Ryan are terrified of King Ryan. I don't think they're terrified. I think they're fucking looking to exploit that fucking money that they can get paid to fight him. But where's that fucking... Is that fight also on DAZN? Fucking Badu Jack. AIBA Men's World Boxing Championships in Dubai. Like, why would we watch it on DAZN when we could watch that shit free on YouTube? Crazy. Crazy. So they're talking about the fight on this fucking podcast. What are they doing, the fight? Oh, stop, you stupid motherfucker. Oh my God, quickly. Oh, what's wrong with my remote control? Oh, I'm going to have to pay pay-per-view for Anui and Picasso. They said it wasn't going to be pay-per-view, the lying cocksuckers. Yeah, I don't see that fight here. No. No. No, Badu Jack. Probably Florida. Oh, Carolina. Now that I agree with. So what's going on with Badu Jack fight? got some basketball to watch. Kentucky versus Indiana. I didn't see the score, so I should watch that. Also, Kansas is playing North Carolina Wolfpack, which is great because Adrian Peterson is back on the squad. But, yeah, all that matters is that Liverpool won last night 2-0. Congratulations. That shit is great. Kindle Scribble now in color. Oh, Kindle coming out with a new thing. That's pretty cool. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for jumping in. Haaland's doing good. Yeah. Man City is now pushing Arsenal for number 1. Haaland is back to his old ways, causing chaos. But our young striker, Ekitike, he had 2 goals last night as well. So he's doing pretty well. 10 goals for the season so far. So knock on wood that continues. But thanks everyone for jumping in. I'm going to go buy a coffee. I did spill my coffee earlier today. So who is your team in the World Cup? I always jump around depending on players, but I always obviously historically hope that England does well. So I'm hoping England wins. It would be historic. I like France, but the problem with France, a lot of the players are whiny bitches, so it loses my interest. Obviously, I was wanting Messi to win for Argentina. He won. So at this point, I don't feel that he needs to win again. He won a World Cup, so that's fine. So I'm hoping England wins, but, we will see. But cheers, everyone. Peace out. Have a good one. I will see you later. Christmas is coming, so I'm going to be having 5 or 6 days off. And then for New Year's, I'm going to have 5 days off, so that's not bad. Hopefully my computer will be fixed by then, and I will see you guys then. And obviously we still have the Inui fucking fight card coming on later on this month. John Boxing's favorite boxing card of the year, so let's stay tuned to that because we know John's going to want to jump in and chop it up. He loves those Japanese fighters. But I will see you later. Peace out. Have a good one. Later.